This is the unofficial One Piece podcast, episode 344 for the week of Monday, November 3rd, 2014. My name is Zach.
And my name is Ed.
And my name is Steve.
On today's episode of the podcast, we have Jammer. You don't have a podcast anymore, I just realized.
Well, I do. I will again soon. I'm going to be picking up all my former podcasts and probably adding another one. It's slow getting back into things.
I see. Well, great to have you on again, Jammer. It's been a great run with you recently, having you back.
I know. I'm still a little rusty, but getting back into it slowly.
And you're not our West Coast guy anymore. You're our Mountain Time guy. So
that makes me sound like a hick.
You're not?
No, I guess not. Everyone else around here is.
Oh, you mean around where you are, not on the podcast. Okay.
No, not on the podcast.
We also have, from CNN, we have Jose Argumedo. How are you doing, Jose?
I am literally from CNN tonight because that's where I am. I'm podcasting from here, and I keep muting myself so you guys don't hear what I'm editing.
Get back to work, Stuart.
Actually, I'm waiting for somebody to just come in here and be like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I'm recording a podcast while getting paid by you guys.
Why can't I do that?
So I probably actually have
your boss gets mad at you. It's like, hey, there's a Grumpy Cat movie on the way. You get that on the network right now. It's a big story.
I would love to cut something like that instead of something horribly violent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, now I'm sad. We also have, on that note,
Speaking of horribly violent.
Hold on. You'd rather cut the Grumpy Cat movie than whatever you're cutting?
It's a long
somewhat.
story,
Jim. Why not? It's a cat.
Anyway, we have the translator for One Piece and Weekly Shonen Jump, our very special guest, Stephen Paul. Hey, Stephen.
Hey, we were in negotiations to have my voice provided by Aubrey Plaza as well, but the talks fell through, so it's just me.
We're stuck with you.
Again. So, on today's episode, we have a call-in show. And unlike what we usually do, where we have segments, we will have a few segments, like an anime recap and a Toonami recap. But we're going to do the intro and run straight into the piece together, which is going to be your guys' calls this week. Next week, the manga returns. But before we get into all of that, Steve, you had a pretty crazy weekend this weekend.
Nah.
Okay, fine. We won't talk about it, I guess.
But I did do some things for the podcast.
I get it. Go ahead. What did you do?
I was at Youmacon in Detroit, Michigan this past weekend. Plenty of guests there, and some guests you're familiar with, but some you're not. But there was a One Piece panel that Friday night there, and of course, voice of Brooke, Ian Sinclair, was there, but also new ADR director for One Piece, Joel McDonald, was also in this panel. And I recorded all of it, all 90 minutes of it. It was a long panel, but it was very entertaining, and I hope you guys enjoy it because we're going to be putting it on the show in a little bit. Probably next manga break we have. That'll be our filler. And then also a short little interview, a follow-up interview with both of those gentlemen after. We'll follow after that. They were kind enough to grant me that. And they're both really good, and I really hope you guys like it. It's a different perspective on the series from two people we really haven't heard much from. So I think you guys will like it.
And Steve, I think you're understating things a little because when you spoke to me about the panel after what was it? You used some other words for it. You were a little more enthusiastic.
I think it was definitely one of the best One Piece panels I've ever seen, or that I've ever went to. But then again, I have to think about it. Most of the One Piece panels I've been to are our own.
And there was one in LA. Other than that, yeah, I think you're right.
But like for the non One Piece podcast,
but Steven was on that,
panels,
so he should be.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, way to remind everyone. Hey, someone you know was on that panel, so feel really bad when you're ranking them. But no, I found this panel to be really good, and it was like I was listening to two fans talk about One Piece. So I hope you podcast listeners enjoy it when it makes the airwaves. Podcast airwaves.
I really want to thank Steve for you did a really good job getting that all together, and it went as flawlessly I think as it could have went, considering that there was no person to talk to other than the voice actors themselves. But you got it together. You got an interview, and the panel was 1.5 hours, right?
Yeah, it was a long panel.
So that's going to be a full episode next time there's a break. So and that's something to really look forward to. In fact, I think I am excited for the next break in the manga.
Are you ready?
No. I'm not ready, but I am excited.
Because when Zach gets excited and ready, shit gets real.
You could go to oppjapan.com to find out what happens.
No goal.
Oh my god. I didn't write that. So
in my opinion, it's more like One Piece podcast comes to I'll stop.
So yeah, this week we have our call-in show, which is going to start in around 5 minutes. We should be getting calls. We also have Piece Together on Twitter, on emails, and on Reddit. So we're going to go through those as well. Steven, though, we're going to spice this up a little like we did for the last one. What do we have in addition to just the normal call-ins this week?
I will be providing trivia questions from the second quiz book, which came out a few months back. Without Greg's direct involvement, I think he's at least not he's not plastered all over the book this time. But it's a totally new set of questions. I went over all of it and scored myself this past week, and it was interesting to see the difference from the first book.
Now, I know last time at the end we had like a lightning round, right? Where we went through the remaining questions you had. So if there are still some, I guess we'll see who among us is indeed the best One Piece fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
spoiler alert, it will not be me.
Jose, you're catching up, right? You're up to volume 40, what?
I'm on 49 right now. Oris is...
Okay, you're not catching up. You're just stalling.
I'm stalling. I'm super busy over here. We got the election tomorrow night.
What election? It's just the midterms, Jose. They just spent $5 billion on it.
That's ratings gold for us.
Oh, I know. I'll be watching.
Yeah, duh. Everybody will be watching.
Well, political nerds like Ed and myself will be watching. I don't know about everyone.
I mean,
Normal nerds like
everyone will be watching.
It'll be like my first night of hardcore CNN watching in years.
Well,
You should be watching.
I've been marathoning. Okay, I think that's a good point to leave the CNN talk, actually. So why don't we get started with some Piece Together while we're waiting for the lines to open? That seems fair, right? Why don't we start with emails? That's always a good place to start. We don't have a ton, so let's go reverse chronologically here. First one comes from Hunter. So he at first apologizes if we've answered it before, but it's been a while since we have talked about it. But would you like to see the ending songs come back? Actually, wait. Oh, no, I thought we had our first call, but they hung up abruptly. Very abruptly. So let's keep going. Would you like to see ending songs come back? I'm not a huge fan of the 2.5-minute intros, he says, and there have been some really good endings in the past. What do you guys think?
Did they stop doing ending songs?
They've stopped doing them for years
like
now.
Like a decade?
Oh,
almost?
okay.
No, not a decade.
8 years.
8 years.
Oh, damn, close to a decade, I guess.
Yeah, no, it has been. It's 2014, which is a scary thing to think about because
I'm old.
That's what was going on when I caught up to the anime. That's where they were, exactly.
Yeah, the last one was CP9 stuff going going on? Was that the last one?
Let's put it this way. Toonami is almost up to the point where they end the endings. Yeah, I think they'll be up to their a week or two from now.
Like 5 or 6 weeks because of the...
Because we have a month of movies coming up.
We got a call coming in, so I think we got to answer it.
So let's not answer that question at all.
We'll get back to it.
Hey, you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey guys, it's me, Dark Leviathan from California.
Nice to have you on. What's your question for the One Piece podcast?
I was just this is more for Steve about Danger. Yeah. Danger.
Let me get into character. Okay.
All right.
I don't know what that was.
Well, I was thinking maybe it might be a crackpot theory, but we know that what's his name? That Caesar Crown. He was the one who made the Smiles based on Vegapunks, right? Mm-hmm. What if Dillinger is an experiment that he did to create his perfect Smiles?
gonna have to shoot down that theory because with some of the this is a serious answer, Zach. Don't you snicker. In some of those, in the flashback, in some of those panels, Dellinger appears to have a fin on his back. So
yeah, I was considering about that, but what if what if he experimented with him when he was like really small, like like an infant, a baby?
It's possible.
Give it to Don Flamingo just to see how it reacted.
Who knows? I kind of don't think that Doflamingo would be associated with Caesar Clown back in the North Blue. That'd be a weird comment.
The thing is, too, that Caesar, I think he got set up after Aokiji and Akainu had their fight at Punk Hazard, and that was after Marineford. So that was within the last 2 years. So if he didn't like create the smile stuff until then it would have to be very recent.
Well, do we know when Punk Hazard went down the first time? When the explosion happened.
Oh, I mean the original one with
with
that awful bob.
Yeah.
awful hair.
Forgot about that.
Awful man.
But no, I think Doflamingo's only been associated. I think he's only been associated with Caesar Clown after becoming a warlord and all that junk. And by then, Dellinger was already the spry little fish boy that he is now.
So, Steven, for our first caller, do you have a question?
Sure. I'm doing trivia question from the second quiz book, and I can give you any question if you have any theme requests or like difficulty if you want an easy question or a hard question. We got stuff from Worst Generation, the Straw Hats, the Seven Warlords, Navy and World Government, Revolutionaries, like pretty much anything.
How about, let's see, Worst Generation?
Worst Generation, okay. So that's 141 through... Okay. Let's see here. I'll give you... Okay, this one is worth 500,000 berries. Can you name the current bounty on Kid?
Current bounty of Kid. Is it? Nope, can't name it right now.
Oh, Price is Right, man. Take a guess.
Right.
Well, let's take a guess.
Try to guess. Under,
closest without
same
going
number
over.
or
425 million.
Okay. Does anyone else here have a guess?
365?
Kids?
Yeah.
I was gonna go with
450. Yeah. Steve,
I think-
high five.
I'm gonna go 470.
Well, Jammer gets it right on the nose then because
Nice.
that is correct.
Wow.
I have one for you guys.
That's not how that works.
What a twist.
Yeah.
Okay.
hang up.
So what's the first attack that Frankie performs when he meets the Straw Hats?
Kudo.
When he meets all the Straw Hats or just Luffy?
No, just Luffy and Nami.
The fire, fresh fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, fresh fire.
Yep. Forgot that happened first.
Yay, we survived.
So, Mr. Leviathan, thank you for calling in. Did he get his bounty, Stephen?
No, I didn't.
No.
Okay. No,
Jammer stole it.
Okay,
Jammer,
Jammer, keep track of your bounty.
Thanks for calling.
No problem, guys. Keep up the good work. And
Thank
I love
you.
One Piece podcast, Japan.
You
Thank
too,
you.
OPP
sweetie.
Japan.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Ooh, I hung
OPP.
up on him accidentally. Of course, we got 3
Yeah,
calls.
he's so upset. Damn it. I had like 5 more catchphrases.
We unfortunately, of course, had 5 calls during that because that's how it works, and now no one's calling.
Other calls.
Ooh.
But do we want endings to come back?
Oh, nice. You remembered.
Good job,
Yes.
Steve.
I say yes.
Yes, I am also
I
saying
wouldn't
yes.
complain. I like endings.
I think we need to reduce that front because the opening songs are getting kind of old and they're too long, especially the
Hey,
recent one.
we got a call.
All right.
It's like, shut up, Jammer.
Done.
A call.
Oh, here, add to call. That's how Skype works. It's not letting me add her to the call, so I don't know what's happening. Keep going with that.
But I think it was kind of budget restraints, like, because it takes a lot to animate those endings. I'm like, well, it's not like the anime looks fucking spectacular.
Well, not only that, it's like they're front loading that anyway. I think it's almost the same. I think it used to be like a minute 50 and then like a minute 10 ending. Mm-hmm. That's almost caught up to what they have now. What is it, 350 or 250 or something like that?
The openings? No, the openings usually.
Well, usually it's 2.5, but recently it's like
bumpers and all that. It usually ends at 2:30.
Usually, but recently they added towards like 250 right now.
Really? Are you sure? I don't think so. I think you're wrong.
If they don't want to do animation, they should just do the first ending did again and have no animation at all.
But the thing is, like, for example, as Steve may know, I'm now binging JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and the ending to that is just it's just one giant picture. So why can't you just do that? Besides
because they spent all their money
on the
getting
music,
the rights to Roundabout,
which is amazing. Anyway, we have a caller coming in. Mm-hmm. Hi, you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi guys, my name's Richard. I'm calling from England.
Oh, hi. Nice to have you on.
Nice to be on.
What's your question?
I was thinking about the cover story last week. You guys were discussing what the offerings might have been, and I was just wondering, offerings most recently has been the offerings to the celestial dragons.
That's true, and they did say it said God or something right above in the pillar, Stephen.
It's the Sea God, which we've seen before. As I think I mentioned just before Thriller Bark, they found the barrel floating in the water, and when they opened it up, it shot off a flare, and that's how they kind of got sucked into the Thriller Bark thing. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's a different thing because the offerings that they said that was like a money thing, it was basically a tax that they were paying to the celestial dragons. But in this case, the Japanese term, the offerings is more like something you would put, on an altar or like at a grave site or, something more, I think, explicitly religious in nature. So I'm not sure where this might fit in.
They have different words for that in Japanese. That's surprising.
I think it's more just that the idea of offerings was, I think that was more like a case of the English word corresponding to two different things in Japanese. In this case, I can't remember exactly what the term that they used in Japanese for the Heavenly Dragons thing.
Do you have a trivia question for our guest?
Oh yeah. We're doing trivia questions, so I'm going to start picking these out ahead of time. So this one, this is a recent one. When Burgess was fighting in the Corrida Coliseum, what was the alias he was appearing under?
It was Mr. Shop, wasn't it?
I'll give it to you. It's Mr. Store.
It's the store, damn.
Because he had the
bag on his head. Yeah.
Yes.
Happy Store.
Happy Store.
Oh, God.
In fact,
Apparently
I think
it comes from the same vein as Grandpa Time.
It's basically the same joke, yeah.
Wasn't it also Baby Chan?
He did say it in there.
And there's Baby Chan and Baby Chan and all that stuff.
In fact, when I did the quiz for myself, I got that one wrong because I thought it was Mr. Happy, and then I remembered that was Homer.
Oh well, at least I'm not the only one that was wrong.
So what's his bounty, Steven?
That was another 500,000 berry.
So go forth and let people know that you're wanted for 500,000 berries.
I got the 3 million last time, so.
Stick with the East Blue, though. 500,000's good there. You'll get your ass kicked.
That's barely a mountain down it, really.
Thanks for coming on.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for calling.
Okay.
And we got 3 calls during that.
We're talking about endings, though. I've lived without them. I would welcome them back. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm not dying for them.
I think we're only going to get through One Piece together question.
I can only listen to an ending so many times. Like, after I've listened to it a few times, unless the song is really good, I just don't listen to it anymore. You know?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, but there was some like, I can't even remember. Anyway, we have a call. We have a call. No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. So
we got to stop talking about this question.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hey, One Piece podcast. My name's Cleon. I'm calling from Melbourne, Australia. How are you guys going?
It's going well. Thank you for calling.
Thanks for calling in.
Awesome.
What's your question?
My question is, who would you guys like to see, which one of the two emperors, Big Mom or Kaido, would you guys be more interested in for the Straw Hats to encounter next?
That's a good question. Steven, I feel like, should get first crack.
Personally, I would say Big Mom, just because we've seen more of her, and she, like, I don't know what to expect from Kaido, but we have lots of hints. But Big Mom is just very enigmatic and perplexing to me, and I'm really curious to see more about her and how someone as kind of weird and creepy as her, like, how is it that she is one of the foremost powerful pirates? Like, I really curious to know. Whereas with Kaido, it's like, you know, he's the king of the beasts. Like, you kind of get the picture. I'm almost imagining sort of like a CP, like a Lucci sort of thing, where it's, you know, it's very animal but very powerful. But Big Mom is just, I'm so confused about her that I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what's her business model sort of thing.
Yeah.
Jammer, Steve, Ed, Jose.
All at the same time?
Yes, please.
No, Steve, you first.
I'm gonna go with Big Mom just because half of the Straw Hats last time we saw them were confronting Big Mom's crew, so I think it would be silly for us. But okay, let's meet Kaido. I'm like, no, we'll get to Kaido.
There's also an element of Lola, or possibly her daughter, is also involved. So
Okay. I guess we should get to the trivia question for this contestant.
All right. I'm doing trivia questions out of the second quiz book, and I'm going to give you one of the harder ones, actually, although it's not that hard because it's a multiple choice question. But this one is worth 3 million berries, and it's about Hancock and Luffy. So which of these three options is the one in which Hancock thinks that he is referring to marriage? Is it 1, when he called her name, 2, when he mouthed the words "thank you," or 3, when he hugged her?
I'm going to go with hugging her. My reputation as a fan is on the line now. Oh, yes.
Nice.
Awesome. Good one.
3 million berries on your head.
Because when he's in
3 million berries on my name. Thanks a lot, guys. Keep up the good work. Love your podcast.
Thank you.
Hope to call you guys again soon.
It's great hearing that people from everywhere are listening. Thank you for calling in.
Cool. See you later.
See
Bye-bye.
you later. Bye.
Yeah.
We have another caller, so why don't we bring them on? You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from? That's no. 3, 2. Okay. We have another one. So
There we go.
you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hey guys, my name's Josh. I'm calling from Indiana.
Hey Josh. Thank you for coming on the show. What's your question for us?
Well, I've got a question about the manga. We've been stuck in this flashback for several weeks, and, you know, with Oda, you have no idea how long that's going to go on. But we still got a lot of stuff that has to be resolved back in Dressrosa. And with all the character development they've been giving the Doflamingo family, do you guys think we're going to get a chapter or two on fights with, like, Senior Pink or Gladius? Or is Oda just going to flash to them being defeated while, you know, Luffy and Dofi have it out?
It's a good question. Anyone
We're definitely going to see the final blows. Oda wouldn't do that. Like, while that flashback was happening, Senor Pink got beat. Like, no. We've discussed on the podcast so many times now that the pacing in the manga has changed, and we don't necessarily get full-fledged fight scenes so much anymore.
We have the anime for that.
But I'm kind of hoping we do, because I care about these villains. And
That's true.
And I want to see them get taken down proper, you know?
We'll probably see the full rest of the fight with Zoro and probably with Frankie. We've seen a lot of the fight with Frankie already. It's been going on for a while. It's just started in the anime, so it's been going on for like a year when you think about it. Yeah, I think we'll probably get both. I don't think this flashback's been. It's felt like a while because I think we've already had like 2 breaks, right? During it.
I've been liking the flashback a lot.
I've been very much enjoying it.
I wouldn't use the phrase "stuck." I'm happy where we are right now.
Yeah. It's very dense.
But Steven, do you have a trivia question for this caller?
Sure, I do have a trivia question. 500,000 berries to you if you can answer which devil fruit is claimed to be the most wicked and evil throughout history. What is considered the most dangerous devil fruit of all?
Well, I know the most valuable one was the op-op, but they didn't say it was dangerous. I'm going to go with the. I can't remember what it was now. It was Whitebeard's fruit, but I have no idea what the actual fruit name was.
You're close, but it is actually the dark fruit, the one that Blackbeard got.
Shoot.
It was close. You get the other one that he has now.
Yeah,
he does still.
I've let you guys down.
No, you haven't. You're fine. Now no one's going to go after your bounty, so you're safe.
That's right.
Thanks.
Thanks. I love the show, guys. Keep it up. The manga's been awesome, and you guys have been on a roll. And Steve, I love the 20 minutes of bullshit. Keep it up.
Oh, we'll try. Thank you. I have no idea if people even enjoy it. So as long as one person tells me, we'll keep going.
Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we got another caller. Here we go. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hi, my name's Ben. I'm from Wisconsin.
Right on. What's your question?
Hey. If you had to choose one other person from the podcast to give a devil fruit to, who would it be and what would it be?
That's a great question. But let's keep it short because we're getting like questions, callers every like 30 seconds here.
Wow. You have to choose somebody else to give a devil fruit to?
I'd give, I don't know, I'd give dude the voice fruit. You can imitate anybody.
I like it. Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing, but sure.
Why not?
Yeah, no, I guess not.
The limits of your imagination.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Do we have to name which fruit it would be, or just any fruit?
No, make up a fruit. Well, it's up to. I guess it's up to the caller. I'm used to these together.
I would give Zach the joke fruit so that
I need that.
He needs that terribly. Yeah, kind of embarrassing.
No, what I need is the tone fruit to have the ability to actually have like be able to sing and intonate things. As Ed knows, I can't do that.
Convey emotions.
Yeah, and convey it. Thank you. And imitations and all that stuff.
Okay, now you're being too ambitious.
Yeah, I know. There's no fruit that does all that. Steven, do you have a question for this caller?
Yes, I do. So this is a trivia question. When the survivors of the village of Gosa back in the Arlong Park saga called for help, what was the name of the Marine officer who attempted to come to their aid and was shot down?
I think it was from Branch 88, but I don't remember his name.
It was close. It was Branch 77. But yes, that was Pudding. The guy with the goofy hair tied up.
Yeah, swirly hair, the loops and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm getting the feeling this trivia book's a lot harder than the first one.
It is. It's harder. It is much harder.
Thanks for calling in. You're free to go. No one's going to go after your bounty. And thanks for calling.
Zach, you need to play with that more. I like that. With the bounties. You're getting into it. I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
I thought you were saying that was terrible. Don't do it again, Zach.
Yeah, I can't tell with you guys sometimes. I'm going to be honest.
I like it when I like playful Zach on the podcast.
If only I had the humor fruit. Anyway, we have another call because they haven't stopped. Oh wow, two just came in. Then who do I choose?
That means we're pretty.
Choose the one on the left.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hello, my name's Gary. I'm calling from Bethesda, Maryland.
Wow, that's nearby.
Just knock on Ed's door.
We'll be in the neighborhood.
I have a question.
Weekend. Go ahead. What's your question?
I don't really have a question. Just a general comment. I appreciate what you guys are doing, and I really enjoy the fact that I get to come on, speak to you for a little bit.
Oh, thank you. So I guess that we really do appreciate it. But we have a question for you if you don't have one for us.
Sounds good.
Make it a hard one, Steven. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Just make it whatever.
Came in here without a question.
make it
He's
whatever.
giving us praise.
How dare you?
Let's show him.
Let's see.
It doesn't have to be hard. I was just kidding.
Here's a good one. This is labeled as a hard one. We'll see how difficult it is. For 3 million berries, when the 11 supernovas, out of the 11 supernovas who were watching the battle at Marineford, which one of them shed tears?
Oh.
I know this one. Oh, wait.
It's the girl. Oh, I forgot her name. The one that has the aging powers.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
You're almost there.
I know.
Come on.
She's named after a real-life female pirate.
Oh, Bonnery. Jewel Bonnery. Jewel Bonnery.
I like it. I think we take that. Yeah.
Jewelry.
Congratulations! You have a 3 million berry bounty.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, you better watch out.
That was not bad.
I have a question for Steven.
That's not how this works.
Calling in now.
Thanks for calling in.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for taking it.
No, of course. Thank you for your praise.
No, right.
Okay. Actually, the person just hung up. So make it quick, Jammer.
Okay, I've heard supernovas and supernovae. Which one is right?
Supernovae, isn't it?
Technically, they're both correct, although I honestly think that calling them supernovae is kind of pretentious.
We got a call, so that's just...
That's the perfect place to send that.
You're calling in the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hey, I'm Justin from San Diego.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Good.
What's your question, man?
Hey, I had a question, which was, what is in your, like a highlight in your anime collection that's either One Piece or not One Piece?
That's a good question. Let's go through this quickly. Who actually has an answer offhand here?
The question highlight an anime collection?
Something that you really like from your anime convention.
Well, I think I have like a couple things. I have a lot of my Ghost in the Shell collection signed by Richard Epcar, so that's pretty cool. And I have my Cowboy Bebop box signed by the voice cast, and
that's awesome.
I have one, and I have one more thing from because there's no merchandise from Space Dandy that's out here in America. During Anime Week in Atlanta, Junichi Shuabe, who's the voice of Space Dandy in Japan, gave me a Boobies hat, and he signed a poster for me. So that was pretty cool. Those are
now we have no time for anyone else to answer that question. No, quickly if you have one. Since we're getting these calls in like literally every 3 seconds. Yes.
I have the Puella Magi Madoka Magica movie DVD.
Try saying that 5 times fast.
I can't.
I dare not. But yeah, it's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, it compiles the series together. Really good animation, good story. Probably one of the best anime I've seen in like 5 years or so when I first saw it. So yeah, good show. Check it out. Good movie.
I have I have both of the Pat Labor movies. They've come in beautiful boxes, as well as the Utena boxes that came out the last couple of years are also great. And the Metal Gantz ball that I have.
The series. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't really have like a great collection of like cool or rare. I guess actually the thing that I do have that is really awesome is I have there's a 2-volume like coffee table sized hardcover version of Nausicaa of the Valley of Wind from Hayao Miyazaki, his like one manga that he did, and it's insanely nice and it was really expensive. They were like $75 per book. So yeah, that's a really cool thing that I have.
Is that different from the Viz re-release that came out recently, like last year or 2 years ago?
I would assume it's the same. I mean, the manga is the same, but it's just in a huge hardcover with like a slipcase and has like
the 2 volumes.
Oh, did they do something like that?
Yeah, it's like 2-volume hardcover. It's really nice.
Sorry to rush us all through this. I'll quickly say I've been cheap and I've been a student and unemployed for most of my life, so I just for the first time ordered a collection set, and that was the Funimation Cowboy Bebop exclusive set. Mostly for that record. It was cheaper, and it also it was beautiful, that record set. It just looked.
I bought both of those. I bought the Amazon one too.
Of course you did, Jose. Of course you did.
Jose's such a weenie.
Steven, we gotta get this. We gotta get to the next one. So, what's your trivia question?
All right, here's a real quick and easy one. In fact, this was just mentioned very recently. 400 or 500,000 berries. What is the name of the country from which Monbrang Noland comes from?
Oh man!
We did just talk about.
Wow, we literally did say this in the last week's episode, didn't we?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
This one just beats me right off. I don't know.
It was
Livneal. Yeah, I got it. Livneal.
Yeah.
Ed, you got a 500,000 bounty.
It was featured in the manga last week.
What was the name of it again?
Livneal.
LVNEEL.
Yeah, it's. I would not have remembered that before last week.
No, I would never. I didn't remember it, and we talked about it last week. Thank you so much for calling in. Really appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Sorry. All right, so we got how many missed messages? 16.
Awesome.
They've been coming in. A lot are from the same people because I've encouraged people to keep calling in. But we've had at least 10 people who have had missed calls so far, and now it's quiet. Here we go. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hi, it's Sai.
Oh, hi, Sai.
Hi, Sai.
Calling in from Texas, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I haven't moved since the last time I called.
How's it going, Sai? Long time no speak.
Oh, thanks for calling in. What's your question for us this time?
It's about hybrids. So far in One Piece, we've seen 3 official hybrids. One is Sapi that Sanji, he got the elephant fish tuna from. He's a fisherman human hybrid. Then there's Big Pond from Daisy Backslide, who's a giant fisherman hybrid. And then there's Chimney, who's a mermaid human hybrid. Question is, what other hybrids would you like to see?
Wow, I forgot that those existed.
Good question.
Human snail hybrid.
Like a Denten Mushi?
Human snail.
Like a transponder snail human?
You mean like Treble?
I don't think we're going to get anything better than that.
Oh, man.
Any others, guys?
I don't know. Human pone goat? That'd be good.
That doesn't even make sense. You're just naming animals.
It's an awesome goat. What can I say?
All right. Any other answer? Do we have a question for Sai, so we could get her a bounty?
Sure. To win a 500,000 berry bounty, name me the pirate crew that Capone Bedge leads.
Oh, the Tank Pirates or something like that?
I'll give you half credit. It's the Fire Tank Pirates.
So that's a 250,000 berries.
There you go.
Enjoy your 250,000 berries, or I should say the person who collects your reward.
I'm happy with that. 25 is my favorite number.
Oh, there you go. Sai, you're welcome back anytime, and thank you for coming on, calling in.
No problem. And good luck with the rest of the call. You guys seem to be getting a lot of traffic.
Yeah, we have around how many missed calls now?
We're gonna have to start having like a call, like a telethon.
We gotta hang up with you now.
It's like 16 every 2 minutes.
We got one coming in, so thank you, Sai.
Yeah, see you, Sai.
All right.
Damn it!
Hi, you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from? Steve, you can't speak yet.
Oh, hey, it's Yonker Productions.
Hi.
Can I speak now?
No.
Fine.
Yeah, I know you've been calling in a lot. We've been getting a lot in. You're calling in from Australia, right?
Yep, I'm calling from Australia.
Nice. So how's it going? What's your question?
Not too bad. You guys, I think you switched the time back an hour. So
it was super confusing.
You can blame Benjamin Franklin for that.
Australia doesn't do that?
Nowhere
it's
else.
Like, what? Before you were 12 hours behind, now you're like 13. So I thought I had to wake up earlier I actually had more sleep.
There you go. That's what we get too. That's we turn the clocks back.
Tuesday.
What's your question?
Okay. All right, so earlier today, or last night for me, it was announced that Attack on Titan was getting a crossover with Marvel in the coming weeks. What are your thoughts on that? And do you think it's possible for a series like One Piece or a Shueisha title in general to get the same treatment?
That's a good question.
I think that's a dumb idea.
The Attack on Titan one, or
the whole thing? I don't know if I want manga crossing over into superhero comics. It just seems kind of like a dumb idea.
I think it actually works with like X-Men versus One Piece characters because they're basically the same kind of thing. So I think that actually works. That's the only real endorsement.
I don't know. The art styles clash so much.
Okay, but One Piece's art style clashes. Let's go out on a limb here with everything because it doesn't look like really anything, which is a good thing. But an Attack on Titan, maybe if they use the manga ones, it would clash a lot more. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Just draw everything shitty.
Suddenly, it's all indistinguishable. Yeah, no, but any serious answers? Sorry.
In all seriousness, it's just. I mean, I know it's a marketing gimmick, but I don't know. I would have to see it, like if it even like was written very well, because we've had other marketing gimmicks in comic books, like Ghostbusters crossing over with like Transformers, and that actually kind of was written pretty well for what it was. So I don't know. I'd have to see it first before I could make like anime come into superhero comics or whatever.
I get that, and I think probably Spider-Man is the one where it works best with Attack on Titan as opposed to any other series.
I didn't really think
Marvel
of that. Yeah, that does work really well.
How?
Because that's the 3D. What is it? 3D maneuver gear.
It's the omnidirectional gear. Nerd moment. That's what they call it, the Funimation dub. So I'm sticking with that.
Yeah, that's actually Jose's nickname. He's like a signature. Yeah, nerd moment.
Nerd moment.
Jose Argumedo, nerd moment. Steven, do you have a trivia question for this?
Yes,
for
I
the
do.
amazing Yonko Productions, as I've learned is the pronunciation.
Yes, actually, you know what? There is a section on the Four Emperors, so maybe I should pick one from there.
That seems appropriate.
I have to find it.
I want to do this more like wait, don't tell me, and ask him something completely irrelevant. But I guess that's not how this works. Go ahead.
You've really been listening to that a lot lately.
I have, yeah. Well, I've been on a podcast binge.
Nice. Glad I got you into that. It's one of my favorites.
No, it's great. The humor is totally up my alley. Meaning it's just terrible. It's just corny. It's very corny.
Oh yeah.
Steven, you all set?
Okay, let's see here. And I got the section now. I got to pick out a.
Anything else you guys want to kill time with?
Good.
As we get in, I think we've had 5 calls while you've been doing it.
So what about DC Comics? Why aren't they crossing over?
Okay, no, let's not get into this. Steve, you could actually say your answer if you wanted. I feel like I cut you off like 3 times there.
I didn't even know I was speaking.
Steven, do you have a question?
Yeah. So, okay, this is a hard question. It's 3 million berries, but it's basically a coin flip here. So, when Shanks was eating at the bar in the very first chapter of One Piece back in Fuchsia Village, which hand was he holding the spoon with? His right hand or his left hand?
Oh my God.
Okay. Luffy was on his left, and Shanks pointed it to him with his right hand, I bet.
Oh. I'm sorry, that's wrong. It's the left hand.
Damn.
You almost were going to.
Yeah.
It's a very hard 50-50 question.
What kind of question is that?
It's a weird question.
It is a really weird
And
question.
the funny thing is, Shanks actually is a person who fought with his left hand, which was his dominant hand, I believe.
Yeah, well, Oda, most of them are left-handed. Because he's left-handed, right? I think that's the. Anyway, Mr. Productions, thank you again for coming on.
Can I plug something?
Yes.
Yeah, the collaboration. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. The One Piece Reddit. So if anybody hasn't from the podcast, listened to the podcast, hasn't commented, go to onepiece.reddit.com and you should be able to see a sticky thread to the SBS questions thread.
Yes.
So what we're basically doing, and I think Zach will cover this, is that we're going to have we're going to send questions to Oda through the One Piece podcast, and we're collaborating on this project.
With One
so
Piece
if
Reddit,
you guys have any questions, just send it through on that thread. We'll have a look at them, and we'll have a voting next week or sometime.
We might extend it. Yeah. We'll have more information about that. And yes, I should have mentioned that, and it completely slipped my mind. So thank you, Mr. Productions, again.
No worries.
Thank you for calling in.
If that is your real name.
No worries.
All right, we have another call. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name, and where are you calling from?
I'm Gordon Ham from Arizona.
Arizona, cool. What is your question?
I was just wondering, since right now they're kind of tackling Big Mom and Kaido, but Blackbeard and Shanks set up as the final fights for the series. Do you think the rest of the series is going to be first based, or after Big Mom and Kaido, they'll be just smaller arcs?
We've gotten this question a few times. It's a difficult one to answer. Steve, do you want to take? No, it's fun. It's not a bad question. It's a good question. That's why people ask it a lot. Steve, do you have an idea? What's your opinion?
It's hard to judge. I'm not sure because I feel like now all these arcs now are playing an integral part to the grand scheme of things. Not so much hey, adventure, fun. So
Punk Hazard started as that and turned into,
yes,
what it turned into. Which the beginning of that arc is great. I mean, Thriller Bark kind of had that too, where Jammer, you haven't spoken too much.
Never. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I zoned out.
Okay, great. You don't get to answer this question then, Ed.
I think the referee is going to be a big part of the end of the series. So I don't think it's going to be strictly going after the emperors. I mean, I don't even think that necessarily Big Mom and Kaido are both going to be enemies of the Straw Hats. I think Big Mom is going to be an ally.
Steven?
I mean, I guess I have to. I do kind of think that everything, like every arc, whether it's directly related to them, I think will have something to do with one of the four emperors. Like, I don't see Oda going on a diversion arc, like
except for me.
Oh no,
did we? Oh no, you're right. Unless Wano, maybe, but who knows?
But I think Wano. I think Wano might have something to do with Kaido.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before. I can't remember if we did or not. Anyway, do we have a trivia question for Mr. Arizona? I should have written his name down. I'm sorry.
Gordon Ham.
Gordon Ham. Oh, no, you email us all the time and should know that.
I know Gordon Ham.
For 500,000 berries, what is the name of the attack that Gecko Moria does where he absorbs all the other people's shadows into himself?
Pyro blowing?
Good guess.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. Okay.
I have no idea.
Oh, man. That is the Shadows Asgard.
Oh, okay.
I always like that one. It has a very cool name.
Well, it's okay if you don't remember that.
We've been stumping a lot of people so far.
Yeah, I think only a few people have left with bounties today, so you're free to go. Thank you for coming on the show.
All right. Thanks for taking the call.
No, of course. Bye. Thank you, Mr. Ham.
All right. Bye.
We got another caller. You're on the One Piece podcast. What is your name and where are you calling in from?
My name is Stacy. I'm calling from Orlando, Florida.
Thank you for calling in. What is your question?
My old hometown.
Okay. What are your thoughts about Rocinante being the second core zone and not the first, given his relationship with Doflamingo? And is it possible that Doflamingo hasn't trusted Rocinante since way back? And if it's possible that this is his way of keeping his enemies close to him?
That's a very good question. Ed, do you want to take that? Or Steven? Or Steve?
I cannot answer this one because it is answered in the next chapter. So,
well, you told us enough there, right there.
Now I don't want to answer it.
Well, I guess that's the best answer you could get, right? No, I mean, there's definitely an absence of, we don't really know what happened in the period of time where Rocinante became a Marine. So, he was gone for a period of time. He must have been if he became a Marine. So I guess we'll know very, very soon. And we'll be talking about it next week. But Stephen, we don't want to waste your time. Do you have a trivia question for us?
Sure. Crap, I just had one. Oh yes. Okay. So since we've been talking a lot about the 4 emperors, here is one for 500,000 berry bounty. Can you name the actual name of Big Mom?
Oh wow. I don't remember that.
Wow, I didn't know they mentioned
No,
that.
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Her name is Charlotte Linlin.
Oh yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah, so thank you for calling in.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.
Oh wait, no, we got another call.
God, so close.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What is your name and where are you calling in from?
It's Sai again. I forgot to wish you guys a happy late Halloween.
Oh, happy Halloween to you as well.
Happy Halloween.
Did you do anything fun for Halloween?
I gave out candy. And there was
That's not fun.
Here.
That's not fun at all. It's okay.
Because there's no one freaking coming either, so we have this whole bag of candy left.
Well, that's a good thing.
I'll take it. Wait,
I was in Detroit.
Congratulations. You had fun.
Yeah.
I did, actually. Yeah, that I kind of forgot it was Halloween, so I didn't get too sad about it.
All right, well, Sai, you don't get another trivia question, but thank you again for calling.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All right.
Happy late Halloween.
If we had less
tradition has been
callers.
kept up. Huh?
No, never mind. Thank you again for calling.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Let's see if no one calls for the next 5 seconds.
So when the hell was Big Mom's name revealed? I don't remember that at all.
It was right at the start of Fishman Island. I think it was volume 62.
Oh, wow.
Papa Goo says it.
I thought you said Papa Goo. I'm like, another nickname for Treble.
Hey, we got a call. We got a call.
They hate Jammer.
Welcome to the One Piece
hate it when they call
podcast.
into our call-in show.
Welcome to the One Piece podcast. What is your name and where are you calling in from?
I'm Jackson, calling from Ontario, Canada.
Oh, we were just there, Ed and I.
Yeah, no, you went past Toronto, though, so...
Yeah, we were going to go, but we realized we couldn't do Montreal to Ottawa to Toronto and back in 5 days because we would have killed ourselves. But
I totally understand.
you have a beautiful province. What's your name and I'm sorry. What's your question?
I just had a comment about how the op fruit might solve Law's predicament. Because back in 762, Law's dad mentions that there has to be a way to remove the white lead from the body.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what the op fruit can do, because he did that in Punk Hazard to the kids to remove the drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically that's what I figure has to happen to solve that.
I like it. I agree. Anyone disagree?
I think, yeah, I agree that that's probably the principle of how it will happen. I guess it's just a matter of, when Law, or, how he manages to learn how to use the fruit to do that, before he actually does die, because we know that the time limit is ticking.
So, Stephen, do you have a question for Jackson?
Sure. I think this is kind of an easy one. We've been stumping everyone so far with this. So this is for 500,000 berries. The Blue Gories from Impel Down. What is that name short for? What is their actual name?
Blue-Gory. Yeah, I forgot that.
Gories.
Oh, it's Blue-Gories, or it was like one word. It was
Yeah.
Blugori or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot those existed until you mentioned.
Yeah, no, I have very little idea what you're talking about.
They were the what do you call them? Like the guards
things?
No, those were the I forgot what were those.
They were big and blue, and they had skull faces.
Right, that's what they are. They were chasing Buggy down the hallway over and over again in the anime.
And
forever.
over and over.
Okay.
And over and over. Anyway, what's the
Blue Gorillas. That's my best guess.
Yep, that is it.
Wow.
Okay.
You have a $500,000 Barry bounty,
Okay.
which is
Works for me.
What is that? $5,000 if we were in the real world?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Greg had some. He said that he'd found some source that gave it some. Yeah, a different realistic or a different conversion to real currency, but it was not just one berry to 1 yen. So
anyway, you could feel free to brag about it, but watch out because the Marines may come after you if you brag too much. Thank you, Jackson, for coming on.
No problem. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay. This is. Oh, we have another one. So sorry, Jammer.
That was close.
You're on the One Piece podcast. Oh no, you're not on the One Piece podcast at all because for some reason it's not letting you. Are you really?
Hey, Steve. Oh, Steven. Question.
What?
So Papag or Papagoo, why is he translated to Papag and not Papagoo?
No, I think his translation is Papag.
Yeah. I always liked Papag, like Pappug, but I think they put a U at the end.
Because maybe it's the anime I'm thinking about. It's Papag or something. Because I know
I think it's Papag. Yeah.
I thought that was interesting, and I was just curious if there's a reason why.
No, I don't think that his name comes from anything.
Yeah.
It just seems to naturally go with the goo at the end since, it's Japanese. So I'm curious as to why they would get rid of it. But yeah, that was it.
Did you have any other things you needed to say, Jammer? While
that
we have this second
the only
apiece.
thing. That is the only thing.
It's shocking we haven't gotten another call since then.
Well, we had a call, but it wouldn't. They wouldn't add. Apparently, I am learning Skype has privacy settings that do not allow me to add certain people who don't want to be added or something. We have I think we have another email. We have gotten through one pieced together question. Kind of. This one comes from Toon Legion. Let's see if we could get through it. I doubt it.
Well, stop fucking saying that.
Oh, we can't because we got a call. And wait, oh no, that's the same person. It's not going through. So let me keep going. First, saw the One Piece podcast in Japan movie. Great documentary, and nice to see Zach and Greg in the flesh. J-World kind of reminds me of Legoland down here. Did I do this question already or no?
Yep,
I did.
Yes.
So perfect. We answered your question already. So we're gonna go to. So we only had one email. So let's go to Reddit. Typeset said, "What do you think of this theory? Raftel is a poison island." He says the various amount of exposure to the island is why Roger died after finding it, and why Whitebeard eventually fell so ill. Roger could hear the voice of all things, so he managed to get more from Raftel than Whitebeard, so Roger spent more time there. This also explains why people never find or talk or visit Raftel. They die or visibly covered in poison, so they never visit. It also explains why Luffy's poison tolerance is being built. What do you guys think?
Roger ate the purple berries.
It tastes like burning. No, actually, that's a good way of including Luffy's resistance to poisons in like the end of the story. I kind of like that theory.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's definitely something to, as you just said, the poison resistance being used further down the line. It does seem like just that idea, and maybe, it would have a wrinkle to the formula, but I think just by itself, it seems too easily exploit. Like it's too easy to explain away or to devise some way around it. So I don't know. I guess it seems a little maybe lackluster to me.
It also helps to explain why Blackbeard was always presented as being sick, and Roger died of a mysterious illness. So
if it's gonna be Luffy going up against like poison gas at the end on Raftel to just get to the One Piece, I predict like the ending to Metal Gear Solid 4. Just crawling at that point, like, oh, the One Piece, it's right there. Anybody getting that? Anybody? No. Play video games.
Dr. Fart Sparkle says, yes. How do you think Horizon will die? I mean, will it be brutal and sudden or a long, drawn-out torture? Doflamingo is one evil son of a bitch, and I have no clue what he's planning. He said SOP, but I thought it sounded funny.
He's going to get shot coming out of an elevator.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not
solid again.
Thank you, Jose.
I thought maybe that
You're
was
welcome. I caught that. I just had to take the thing off mute.
what was the question? I forgot.
How do you think Corazone's going to die?
How do you want to kill Corazon?
I think Nico's going to do it personally.
He got stabbed in the heart. That would be.
Oh, we should name the episode after that. That's a big moment.
Yeah, I think we
name it. Stabbed through the heart.
Stabbed in the fart sparkles.
Oh, we got another call coming in. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hi, my name's Danny Newman. You guys have been reading my piece of tweets for the last few weeks, so thank you for that. I'm currently living in Iowa. I'm originally from England, though.
Nice. What is your question?
My question is whether or not you think Doflamingo is at the island he says he's going to be on.
I'm going to go with no, but with no explanation.
I'm thinking that he said Corazon false trail just to see whether or not the neighbors will show up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think
Doflamingo has been known to make spectacular errors in judgment, so we'll have to see about that.
I'm going to guess Stephen has to abstain from this.
Yeah, I will not. Okay. I have no answer to that.
Can neither confirm nor deny. Steve or Jammer?
Glomar answer.
I mean, I'm with you guys on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it just seems like it's in his character to be somewhere else because, he's basically doing exactly what he says. He's putting out false information and all that just to see what Corazon does.
Okay. I think everyone good? Got their thoughts off? So, Stephen, do you have a question for this caller?
Sure. I have a trivia question. We're going to go way back for this one. For 500,000 berries, what was the cause of death for Kaya's parents? Kaya. Usopp's,
easy to forget.
Usopp's flame back in Serp Village.
Best arc ever.
Best arc ever? Really? Shut up. Sorry. That was to Jammer, not to.
Was it not? It didn't sound like it was unnatural. Was it maybe just disease?
You are correct.
She wanted to be a doctor.
Really? Disease is an answer? It's just disease?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
In fact, it was remarkable because they assumed that, I think it was Django assumed that Kuro had done them in, and he was like, "No, that wasn't. That was just a coincidence that they died." He was not expecting it to happen.
Wasn't one of the parents? It was a coincidence. The other one, he planned it.
I don't think so.
I'm going to take Steven.
I'll be honest, I haven't read that arc.
No, me neither. No,
I've read that arc maybe twice. Yeah.
All right. So, what was the berry bounty for that?
That was 500,000.
All right. So, go forth and let everyone know that you were worth 500,000 berries. Thank you for calling in.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
We got another call. Get it. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hey, it's Toon Legion. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Nice to have you on the show again. I think you've been on before, right?
Yep.
What's your question?
Well, I was wondering, with the current flashback going on, do you think there's it's very evenly paced like it was? Well, what I'm trying to say is, they put it on Skypiea 1 when flashback came on at the end. When flashback came on at the end, did you think there was an appropriate place for it?
Well, the Skypiea one is an odd one because it also is an entire volume. Do you guys think this is an appropriate place? I guess it's hard to judge at this point.
I don't know. We've been wanting it for so long.
That's the thing.
At any time would have been a good time for me. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. In retrospect, I may change my mind.
What about the current one though? The one playing right now.
Yeah.
What was the question?
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
What was the question? I couldn't. He's kind of muffled.
The flashback. Correct me if I'm wrong, Toon Legion, but is the flashback right now in a good place? Do you guys think? Placement?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's really. I don't know. It's really not something you can judge until what comes after it. You find out. So, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Because I think it was good that he did this before all of the kind of the final fight stuff. We've had a lot of action and a lot of characters moving around, but we haven't really had the one-on-one fights like this crew member versus this officer of the family. And so I think it's good that he did this before, so he wasn't like interrupting like right at the climax. So there's still room for it to get into the action after this.
Yeah, because he did that in Fish Island too. So yeah.
Steven, do you have a trivia question for Mr. Legion?
Yes. So in Big Mom's crew, they have Baron Tamago, the guy with the giant eggshell. What species is he? He's not regular human. What species?
Long leg tribe.
That's correct. Long leg.
Congratulations.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Yeah.
What was that worth? What was that worth?
That was 500,000.
There you go.
Please brag to all your friends you're worth 500,000 berries on the One Piece podcast. Thank you for calling in.
All right, thank you.
Right on.
Oh, God, we're just getting so many calls that I think we should leave the lines open a little longer. So, I mean, no one's listening is calling in right now, but we're going to keep it open until 9:30. Hey, we have another call. You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hi, my name's Dan. I'm from Kitchener, Ontario in Canada.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah,
Ontario.
Yeah.
We've had just about the entire Commonwealth now.
Sorry?
We've had just about. We had Australia. We had the UK.
Oh, the Commonwealth. Yeah.
This is the second Ontario, isn't it?
No, nice to have you on. How's the temperature up there? I'm curious right now.
It's kind of cold. There's some people playing soccer in front of me at my university, though. So.
Oh, cool.
That's going well.
Yeah. So, what's your question?
I actually don't have one. I was hoping to get a question from Steven.
Okay.
Oh, he's just for the trivia. Okay,
just for trivia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I honestly was trying to think of something in class today and I couldn't think of anything. So.
No, this is perfect because I decided I really want to ask this question because this is amazing. So this one is for
something to do with Zorro.
No. This is
you don't get to choose.
Yeah, come on.
I wish.
This is for 3 million though, so this is one of the higher ones. So when Magellan was the warden of Impelled Down, who was prisoner code AI 6586? It is someone that we know. It's not a random name. It's someone that we know.
So could either be how many guesses do I got? Just one?
How many guesses?
It's up to you, Steven. You make the rules.
Do you guys want to guess too?
Well, if he doesn't,
I want to guess.
If he doesn't get it, we'll guess. I guess.
Okay, sure.
Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna say a prisoner Buggy.
That is not correct.
Okay,
Bentham.
What do you guys guess?
Bentham.
No,
I forgot that was
Bentham.
his name.
It's not him. Okay.
What's the number again?
AI 6586.
It doesn't help me at all.
This one totally stumped
I know.
me too. Just
so vague.
Record, so
such a vague question.
It's someone. Can I ask for one hint and to answer this question? Is it someone we knew before Impel Down?
Yes.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's that.
I think I know who it is.
Ace?
No.
I had to ask that because.
Does he have a number in his name?
Jammer, what's your guess, Jammer?
My guess was going to be Crocodile, but that seems like it's wrong. Just because everyone else is wrong.
Yeah.
This is a trick question.
Mr. 3?
The last one, maybe.
Okay.
This is a trick question, right? I feel like it is.
It must be.
Jimbei.
The answer is the Panda Man.
Oh man!
Is he actually shown in the manga?
No, it's on a list, and I remember this as soon as I saw it because it's like written in huge letters right in the middle of this panel. It's just like the Panda Man, right next to Emporio Ivankov. So,
well, it's good to hear you guys.
No, thank you for coming on.
See you later tonight or tomorrow morning.
Probably later tonight. Okay, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no problem, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Take it easy.
I almost hung up the entire call. Good thing I didn't do that. We have another caller. You're on the One Piece podcast. I don't think you went through. So, Skype is giving us issues this time. And I'm telling the people, to fix it, but I don't think it's getting through. So I apologize for people out there. I'll name them here. Denise, I think, Will, and Sam. If you never get through as we go on, I apologize. Next time, call in with a phone number if you don't get through. So I think we could keep going. Next question. We did Dr. Fart Sparkles already. Yes. Oh, no, we got... no, this is the same person that's not working, so let's keep trying. Toby Shaku says, Blackbeard, Akainu, and Kid, which one is most likely to be the final villain? I'll say least likely Kid, I think we could all agree.
Yeah, Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
I have to say Blackbeard.
I would say Blackbeard, too. I'm not even that far in the series.
I want it to be Akainu, kind of, you know? But
I think he's more deserving in a way. We have a call. All
right.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What is your name and where are you calling in from?
Hey, guys. I'm Sam from Chicago.
Chicago. Nice.
Right on.
Right. What's your question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, how big do you think the Alliance is going to get by the end of this arc? And, how important do you think being a pirate is in being that? Because, most of the Coliseum guys aren't pirates, aside from Barto and Cavendish.
I didn't even think of the consequences to it like that. I mean, obviously, it's going to happen, but the Alliance, by the end of the series, I just assume it's everyone in the show against Blackbeard. What do you guys think? Steven?
Man. I don't know. I guess, to be fair, I have to say that I don't think it's going to be anyone directly aside from Law and Bartolomeo. I do think that certain characters are definitely set up to assist them. I think Chinjao will and Sai and Boo and those guys are going to be they're definitely useful in terms of playing a part in a future story development. I think a lot of the other guys may be like, thanks a bunch, Straw Hat, blah, blah, blah. And then, they just kind of take off at the end of the arc. Because, it's a good point that, not all of them are, only a few of them really are actual pirates or would be, kind of equipped in a way to continue on with the story directly. So, yeah, I'd have to say I think just Law and Bartolomeo maybe.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
I think it'll be like you said, pretty much, or by you, I mean Zach. Almost everyone in the series, it's sort of this big thing at the end where there's going to be one final push in some way. Then you're going to see cameos from practically everybody that Luffy's run into in the series.
Yeah, I mean,
it's across the globe or across,
which will be
online. It's going to be like the Ghostbusters 2 ending.
It's going to be like the end of Summer Wars.
Except it's going to probably be better because it's One Piece. I mean, Summer Wars is great, but come on.
Luffy's going to be making the biggest spirit bomb ever.
Well, that's the end of DBZ, too, actually. Steven, do you have a trivia question for this caller?
Yes, I do. Just before the Battle at Marineford, which of the 4 emperors was Shanks fighting with?
Oh, Kaido.
That's correct.
Nice. How much was that for? How much was this?
That was $500,000.
So a lot of these are, it seems.
Yeah.
Take your $500,000 berries and get out of here. Thank you for calling in.
All right. See ya.
The problem is that a lot of the 3 million.
Well, we got another call, so
bounty ones are quotes where it's fill in the words.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling in from? Sorry about that, Steve.
My name is Will. I'm calling from New York, and I almost went crazy listening to that Skype ringtone.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, we finally did answer, and from so close by, so it's great. Yeah. What's your question?
Well, it's more of a theory. You see, I've called in twice before, and I've gotten 2 out of 3 of my theories are right. One of them even being me predicting that Eros was the Thunder Soldier, which, if I remember correctly, you guys said wasn't likely, but...
We said that?
They said
we are idiots, if that's... Oh, who said that it wasn't likely?
I can't remember.
Whoever that person is probably is an idiot. Go ahead.
All right. So, my prediction is regarding Dellinger, and my prediction on the whole is he a fish or not is... Maybe he just likes to wear fish clothes. Who knows?
Look, you're 2 out of 3. I think that's right then. I mean, just odds wise, right? Or maybe statistically, he has to be wrong this time.
Wait, is that the whole theory? That he just likes to wear fish?
Well, actually, Steve's the only one who could actually answer this question.
That wasn't a question, it was a theory, right?
Steve's the only one who could actually address this theory. I'm losing my mind, I'm sorry.
It's an interesting theory.
Thank you, Steve. Steven.
That deserves a well thought out response.
Steven, do you have a question for this caller?
All right. I have a question. Let's see. Well,
give him a good one. He was waiting on the line.
Do you want a hard one or a medium one? I have two good questions here.
Medium hard.
Well, I should say that all of them have been exceedingly difficult. Only a few have.
So I'll give him a medium one then.
Yeah.
So for 500,000 berries, in the Davy back fight, when
He's just like, damn.
Oh no, I'm not doing this.
Okay, so in the Davy back fight, the crew or Nami was accused of using Peanuts strategy to bring the Davy back fight to a premature close. What was the reason that they did not go through with that strategy?
Because I watched the anime, and I think it might have been a little different in the manga, but if I remember correctly, it's because they all kept on shouting and yelling at Nami and the rest of the crew, calling them cheaters, and basically they were very pissed off. If I remember correctly.
That is true, but ultimately the crew decides not to go through. The Straw Hats decide not to go through with that, and that's the reason that I'm looking for. Why did the crew decide let's not do that anyways?
There was a bunch of factors.
I guess it was just one.
There's multiple answers to this question. Like one of them was they didn't want Foxy on the crew.
That is it.
Oh yeah.
No, that's the answer.
And I think another thing is Luffy was also fighting for Tonjit as well, and also Luffy just wanted to kick his ass.
Yeah, well, I kind of paid the least attention to the Davy bag.
Yeah, that's why you should have bricked.
How much was that question for?
That was the 500,000.
I think we could give him at least 200,000 here, right?
Yeah, sure.
I think that's a good amount. So
you remembered the scene, so that's good.
Yeah, so take your 200,000, Barry, and enjoy. Thank you for calling in.
I'm going to go buy a better Skype because seriously.
Well, I think the person capturing you is going to go get a better Skype. You were one of the people trying to call in on Skype, and it wasn't working.
Yeah, and like a bajillion times.
Yeah,
right. Thank you.
We've had issues with it. Thank you.
Thanks.
We have a caller, so you're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Hello.
Hi.
This is Pirate Mary Mo from.
Oh,
nice to
I'm guessing Sai was just like, call them.
Yes, Sai pressured me to call in yet again.
Where are you calling in from again? For some reason, I'm taking a list of where everyone's calling in from.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. That is you're the first from Minnesota. What's your question?
I actually had two. One's a comment and the other's an actual question.
Yeah, go for it.
But if you guys had your own pirate cruise, what kind of theme would you go for?
Steve, I feel like you're the only one who can answer this.
Damn it.
You're always the one who takes these questions,
Since when?
Since I just said.
I don't know. Zach, you and I could be the law pirates. Think about it.
There you go.
Oh, I thought that was taken already.
Yeah, Zach, no,
they're the hard pirates. I know.
Law might sue you guys down the line. It's like it's confusing and conflicting and.
Ooh, wow! He's actually right about that. That's a defense.
I don't know. I guess you could just have my crew be a bunch of artists.
That is lame. Come on.
I was thinking equally lame. I was thinking like writer and like have like the masthead be an open book.
That's also pretty lame.
That's pretty. That's
why aren't you guys be like the creative pirates and you all have like a devil fruit?
Oh, God forbid, Zach. How about you and the law pirates put up a fight and be like, all right, if you hit me, I'll sue you. I'll sue you for every berry that you have.
Ed, we're gonna be the best pirates ever.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, I guess we could be like the film crew pirates.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like.
I mean, kind of, not really, but kind of.
we would go around.
It sucks, but I like
pirates.
It sucks, but I would like it.
Pillaging.
Well, you want to
making illegal documentaries?
No, basically, it's just a film studio in a ship, and then occasionally we'll get robbed because we're not doing pirating.
That's really cool. I want to.
It does sound pretty cool. I like it.
Someone should design that masthead.
High Seas Productions, go.
Oh,
Let's do it.
Terrible name.
That's OPP Japan's 2 production company. Done.
Yeah, I should have actually named it that. Anyway, you had a comment too.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you saw my tweet, but like I was like looking at old episodes and like on the season 7 page.
Oh, I fixed it. I think I fixed that. Yeah, I should have responded to you. I did it like it was in the morning or something, and I fixed it. That should be working. Okay. But, I might as well plug that page. You can check out every episode of the podcast in a nice listed out format if you go to onepiecepodcast.com/schedule. So do we have a trivia question for Pirate Marimo?
Yes, we do. I'm going to do the hard one here. Mostly because I love this answer, so even if you don't get it, it's entertaining. So in Thriller Bark, when Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji all had their shadows taken away, they were left on the Sunny, and they were sleeping. And Usopp woke them up with one statement. And what was the statement that he used to draw their attention?
Wait, are you asking me?
Yeah, this is the trivia question.
This is the trivia question.
What's the statement that he used?
Yes.
Wait, how much is this for?
3 million.
3 million. Could be 3 million berry bountied individual.
It was like there's like a female swordsman who has a lot of meat.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
A hot babe swordsman carrying meat just walked by, and they all perk up.
I kind of remember that. Anyway, I think you're one of like 2 people who got a 3 million berry bounty. So please,
and you got it right. Well
brag
done.
about it. Watch out for the Navy, and I thank you for coming on, and thank you for. You don't have to be afraid of us. We're not that scary, right?
Yeah. Have a nice day.
You too, or night, or whatever it is. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Gonna just breathe for a second. Sorry. We extended our lines as we said very quickly in the middle for another 20 minutes. So we're bound to get a few more calls, but in the meantime, it sounds like Yonko Productions gave us another question on Reddit, and might as well answer it. If everyone in Dressrosa was to break into song and dance in a Disney-like fashion, what would they be singing? Great answer, guys.
I think given that they're all under the birdcage right now, it would probably be "Look on the Bright Side of Life" from
Life
Brian.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
They'd probably sing "Let It Go" because everybody sings "Let It Go." It seems like these days.
No.
I'm not in Dressrosa.
I don't know. Are there any famous songs from The Birdcage? You know, the movie The Birdcage.
That's a good question.
We are family.
Actually, I think they used a song from The Birdcage in one of the Jackass movies. The Best of Times is now like one of those big Broadway numbers. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that was from The Birdcage.
Well, hey, the Don Quixote family could totally sing that song. Dellinger would be like, on Cloud 9 singing that shit. We got the dress up.
A kick line.
Steve, I think you're mixing up Dellinger with your Dellinger.
What's the difference?
The next question comes from The Hobbit. If there were to be a new story written that takes place within the world of One Piece, I already like this question, and would be considered canon, what would you want it to be about? Could it be about something different than pirates? And what timeline would you like it to be in? And so forth.
What the hell happened to Geen?
News story.
Is that like Carmen Sandiego? Or would it just be with Geen? What the hell happened?
Happened to Geen?
He's dead. They actually did die.
I actually have a real answer for this. I'd like to see more about Zed. Maybe a little side story about him. Because he's just such a cool character in that film.
He did.
I don't know. I know he's dead, but I want it to be like, George R.R. Martin has done side stories of prehistory of the Game of Thrones world, some stuff that happened a couple hundred years before the main story, and I think that would be a good idea for One Piece.
I love it. It's a great answer.
I like that.
Like an extended Chapter 0. Or
No, I think what Ed is getting at, although I haven't seen or read Game
Arc
of Thrones, or more like you pick a character and you do a story about that character as a prequel or a sequel. Or
You can do like a volume.
Well, why don't we do this since we actually have time? No one's calling for some reason for the first time all night. Why don't you each pick a character you'd like to see a mini-series or series about or volume about?
Oh.
I'd like to see like Marines from hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, or Void Century. We'll find that out at some point.
Or even like the beginning of the world.
Yeah,
I want to know all about Bartholomew Kuma. What's his deal?
Like it. I like that.
How evil was he originally? Is he reformed or was he good all along? What are his motivations? All that stuff.
The thing is, we're probably going to find these things out in flashbacks. That's the problem. Like, I would have loved a Lost, spin-off at some point, but we're getting it right now. Steve? Jose.
Yeah, I was going to keep on going with Zed real quick. I want to see him specifically when he's training all these Marines who go on to be legends, like Aokiji, like his relationship with him. Because we saw it like briefly in the film, but like I would love to see like a whole little miniseries about him training all these Marines.
And there was the color spread too, and we know how many he trained. Steve, I think, was next, right? Or Steven? Someone? A character.
I would say the cheap answer would be Vegapunk, but it's cheap because we know we're going to get that eventually. Man, I don't know. I really like Jammer's answer. Kuma, I think, is a really, really interesting and still enigmatic figure. So,
well, the question
is, I'm not completely convinced we're actually going to know much about him in the end. Like, I don't think they're really going to go back to him too much because he kind of served his purpose.
Yeah, that is true. That's quite possible, I think, which makes it more interesting.
The only problem is, I think he'd be a very boring protagonist.
Also, probably true.
I don't know. You can make him like Sherlock.
Well, he has. I personally love the voice actor for Kuma because it doesn't fit, but in like a way, it's like this creepy, high pitched voice. I haven't heard him in English yet.
I think it could work if it was presented really like hard boiled. If he was just like a man of few words who just does lots of crazy
Senor
shit.
Ping, the spinoff. Sorry, you said hard boiled, and that popped into my head. But Ed, it's everyone's favorite time. It's time to.
Piece the tweet. Yeah.
It's time to piece the tweet. We've been getting a lot of them in as we've been going here. So where the hell did we leave off last week? I
think 6 days ago. So
yeah, that's a good place to start, right? You want to start this?
Yeah, sure. No Dope has asked, do you find the way Corazon was caught a little stupid? Is he a clumsy ex machina? No, we've set up that character trait well before.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the purpose for it. I mean, the only way you get to have that is if you establish it beforehand.
Yeah.
I know this is
suddenly being him suddenly being really clumsy. That would be lazy. But it's been the running gag in this entire thing,
and it's been hilarious. By the way,
yes.
And I was at a. This is a weird story. I was at a Greek restaurant and they were playing Three Stooges on a projector in the background. I'm in Astoria, so everything's Greek. And it was, and they were doing the tripping gag, and I'm like, oh, Corazon. I mean, wait, no, this came first. That was not a good story.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really embarrassed for you as you finished that.
I like stories.
No, I started it, and I'm like, oh, I'm stuck in this. I just gotta go for it. Ed, what's next?
Okay, the next question comes from Dark Leviathan. It asks that his guess is that Mingo and the family went to Rubik just in case Korra tried to take the fruit, and they will end up saving him.
Yeah. You skipped a question, too. From Mad Gamer. Unless anyone has something they want to say.
That one does not appear in my feed. You should read it.
What do you think of CP0, and when do you think they'll come back in the story?
When the bird cage goes away.
Good point.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, if we don't get any more calls before we finish Piece the Tweet, we're ending it no matter what. Keep going.
Okay, next question comes from Patrick McClafferty, who asks, do you think this is the training mission where Zed's students were massacred by an eventual warlord? That is, if Film Zed's backstory elements are canon.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I kind of like that idea. Although it seems like this isn't long enough ago. Zed would seem to be older, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the timelines match up, but I like the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Burner.
Oh, we got a call.
Alrighty, let's do it.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello, this is Brendan McDonald. I'm calling from New York. I have a question. Why does Doflamingo keep losing devil fruits? I mean, he first lost. It seems like Law gets the Opie no mean, and we can assume that. And he lost, and Sabo got the flame fruit. He wasn't planning on giving it away.
It's true. He does get them. Yeah, I don't know why he gave those away.
Very glaring.
I think we came to the conclusion a while back that Doflamingo's plans aren't as good as he thinks they are.
Yeah.
He's very good at selling them, though. Like when you're listening to Doflamingo say a plan, you're like, oh, that'll totally work, and then you're like, wait, you're an idiot.
Like Doflamingo could totally sell you a used car, but then he might accidentally give you like a brand new one instead.
I like that.
Really well put. I don't think we're gonna get a better answer than that. I'm sorry. Unless Jammer, you want to try.
Do I want to try? I'm disappointed kind of in Doflamingo. I feel like the fact that he's been so dumb should be almost a gag, but it's not. I think we're still supposed to take him seriously in some regards, and
maybe he's gotten sort of complacent. I mean, he's ruled Dressrosa for 10 years now.
That's true because all his crew have gotten really fat, and like you said, age has not served them well, and it might be a similar thing for him. But it's not. I feel like it's not really getting that point across as much. It's just like plot convenience more.
Yeah,
I think that this idea that Doflamingo is actually kind of an idiot in a way is something that we have run with. I don't think presented within the logic of the story. I don't think the reader is necessarily supposed to think that Doflamingo was being really stupid by putting the flame fruit in the in the arena, because he's never really had a moment where Doflamingo was like, oh my God, that was really stupid of putting it down there. Why did I actually do that? He just gets mad when, his plan fails, but I don't know. I feel like Oda did not really consider that to be as stupid as we do.
He's complacent. I think that's the thing about Doflamingo.
He expects that his plan will work.
Because it always has.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't it?
Except apparently for Law, which is going to be the interesting thing.
It's more like Doflamingo has been a used car salesman for 25 years and one of the best around, and then once accidentally he sells a brand new Mercedes for $5,000. Sorry, but yeah. Anyway, do you have a trivia question for this caller?
Yes, I do. So this is for 500,000 berries.
500,000 berries?
Yes, that is correct.
That is the amount.
At the Shabandi archipelago, which 3 Straw Hats went with Kami to Shabandi Park, the theme park?
Kidding me? I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
Who's kidding me?
I don't even.
Wait, I think I know
She's
that.
the mermaid.
Oh, the mermaid.
Yeah,
okay, it was Luffy, Brooke, and Chopper.
Correct.
Nice. 500,000 berries for you. Or, for your bounty.
Now wanted.
You're now
I'm going to
wanted.
spend it all on meat just like Luffy does. On water meat.
There you go.
Thank you for calling in.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What's our next piece of the tweet, Ed?
So we've got 3 more pieces of the tweet here. Burner asks, hey, OPP.
Burner! Sorry,
He just finished the OPP Japan documentary, and it was super!
I don't know if he was... Yeah, I think he was saying it like that. Great. Yeah. Thank you.
Exclamation point, all caps. Keep up the good work. Great work. Looking forward to this week's episode. Thank you, Burner.
Thank you, Burner. And Jose.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say. We have another call coming in.
All right.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
I'm Jack, calling in from San Jose, California.
Jack, what's your question?
Go Sharks.
All right. So Brooke has no stomach or internal guts and stuff, right? So how does he poop? Thank you.
This is the best question I think we've gotten all day. I'm Steven. I feel like we need your expertise for this.
I actually have an answer for this. It kind of...
I'm going to guess that he probably just like holds it in his pants the whole time. And then like when he goes to the bathroom, he just literally dumps all the food out of his pants.
Well, how is it digested though? Well, I guess maybe he
that's what I'm saying. He doesn't digest it. He just lets the food sit in his clothes until he throws it out.
You know, I'll take it. Although the milk he somehow absorbs, which that gag needs to come back. When's the last time we've seen Book with milk?
True.
Steve, you have a question. You have an answer to this, apparently.
Because One Piece.
Okay.
Because One Piece.
Do you have a trivia question for this caller?
Yes,
All
I
right.
do. For 500,000 berries, which of these Straw Hats was the first to be teleported away by Kuma at Shibandi?
I think I know this.
Well, the first was Perona, but she wasn't part of the crew, right? So,
Correct, yeah, right.
Was it Nami?
Can I guess?
No, go ahead, Zach.
Robin?
No.
I want to guess Zoro.
Oh,
That's correct.
God, I
Yes!
forgot Zoro. Forgot that.
Zoro.
That was obvious.
How much is this worth?
Trivia from the podcast. That was our first anime recap episode. But go ahead. Steven,
that was 500,000.
Well, who got that?
Jammer got it.
Jammer.
I'm at 1 million, yo.
Oh, I think we're going to be after you soon, Jammer. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Back to the piece that tweet.
I feel like Fire Crouch could have asked that question. If he were not part of the podcast, or who knows where the hell he is now, if he called in, that's the question he would have asked. We have a few. Yeah, we have two more.
Two more. Yeah. Chad Erkey asks, "Is just wondering if you guys are fans of
not Magi,
Maggie."
Magi, I think it's
Magi.
Yeah.
I think it's Magi.
Yeah,
it Magi?
The Japanese title is Magi.
Okay.
I like it. Thank God.
What is that? Am I missing something here?
It's like a fantasy shonen.
It's Aladdin. Basically.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, apparently not. So
I haven't heard of it either. And I mean, I've heard the name, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. It looks okay.
And his other question is, what other supernovas do you want to see have a backstory?
All of them? Is that wrong to say?
I don't know. I could do without Capone. I mean, at this point, I really want Drake. I really want Drake.
Okay, you're a Drake fanatic. I mean, obviously we've talked about Drake
just because you
recently.
saw.
No, Ed's always been obsessed with Drake. He's a dinosaur. Right, Ed?
He's just a dinosaur.
Although sometimes I imagine him being voiced by Wallace Shawn like in Toy Story.
I like it.
Only when he transforms into his dinosaur.
He has a badass voice, and he's all like, "Guys!"
Oh, we got a call.
Inconceivable.
You're on the One Piece podcast. What is your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hi, it's Mo from
Hi,
New York.
Mo. Yes, New York.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for calling in. What's your question for us this time?
So I kind of asked this question once before on the piece tweet, but I kind of wanted Steven to go on a little bit more about it, because I just don't see how Law is Japanese, because he has all these references to British things, like the two famous battles in his name, and then again also he has the Yellow Submarine, and the Beatles are, I think, pretty big in Japan. He's also on the figurine I have him, he's doing the backwards V, or two finger salute, which is like the equivalent of the middle finger over there. So, yeah, just, like when I was in Japan, I didn't see any guys like that in there. All I saw were these two guys filming a documentary.
What? No.
I'm sorry, did you not hear?
What do you guys think?
What is the connection? Like, is he supposed to be from Japan? Is that what he's? Is that what?
Yeah, because that's what you said when I first asked it. You said he was a traditional, like, kind of Japanese cool guy.
Law. With the bread thing, right? Was that?
Yeah, I think it had.
Yeah, that's probably part of it. Yeah.
I mean, he kind of is.
Yeah. I don't know. Have we, has anyone ever actually asked Oda for like an SBS what the nationalities of the supernovas are?
Ooh. Now that's a good SBS question.
A good SBS question.
4-hour SBS contest at One Piece at reddit.com/r/One Piece.
Plug that again.
Only plug.
Yeah.
Is that how do you do is it through Reddit you have to do the SBS? Or?
Oh, yeah. So you could send in an SBS, but might as well go through this now. You could send in an SBS on Reddit. It's a sticky thread, so it's at the very top. William and I are going to go through all of them, and, if you guys want to as well here, we'll pick some of the best ones, 5 or 10 of them, and we'll have votes on which ones we should send. We'll send a couple, probably, 1 or 2 or 3, because William has to translate through them, and, and hopefully one of them will get picked. And hopefully we could write on there that it's from the One Piece Reddit and podcast community, so, so any other thoughts? Or should we do a trivia question?
Ooh.
For Mo.
Trivia.
All right, let's do the trivia. This is another 500,000 berry one. Where did Bartolomeo first lay eyes on Luffy?
He first laid eyes on Luffy in Logtown.
Correct. Nice.
How much was that for?
Go. That was 500,000. She has a bounty.
Okay, Mo, watch out. I don't know what yours was last time, but you have an additional 500,000. Yeah. Thank you for coming on again, Mo. Nice to speak to you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, Mo! That was,
I actually knew that one for some reason. I kind of wish I got the chance to answer it.
Well, you didn't. So we have one more piece to tweet, I think.
Yes, we do.
And I think we're going to take one more call if it comes in. Otherwise, it's tough luck.
This one is also from Dark Leviathan, who was featured on this segment earlier. He also wanted to ask if the previous owner of the Op-Op fruit did the miracle operation for doctoring.
What?
I mean, that's what they made it sound like. They made it sound like the guy who had the fruit before was able to do incredible things, but. Or maybe there was just one guy in the past, maybe.
Did you say this? That was Kureha? Is that what you're asking?
No.
He's asking if just the previous owner.
I don't know, I was just reading.
Doctoring.
With a G, like from the rap song.
Chopper's doctoring.
It's what Doctor.
Oh, that rap song. I was like, what rap song is that from?
It's what Doctor does on his free time.
Dr. Dre.
My jokes are really bad today, even compared to usual. I'm not
joke fruit, Zach.
Yeah, I know. I need it. I need it now.
I went to a Greek restaurant earlier.
Man.
Jackass.
Yeah, I don't think we really have an answer for this, but the Op-Op fruit holder is usually able to do incredible things as long as they have medical training. So,
all right. So there's 2 more things I want to do before we go. First, I'll go through where we got calls from if you guys are interested. But I think we need to do our lightning round.
Okay.
If you have stuff available, Steven. Okay. So what did we do? 10 questions last time? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while.
Crap. That was, what did I do? Did I pick one from each of the categories or something? Because I don't have a little list of them.
Maybe we can do this next time. If
we could do it next time if you'd like. Yeah.
Steven wants to get a list together, curate a list for us,
or I could just pick
random
some of the insanely hard ones.
So this is how it works.
We'll look really bad. You'll make us look terrible.
This is how it works. First off, if there's a number answer, it's Price is Right rules. Is the number closest without going over. If it is, we're going to go in an order. We're going to go, I guess, backwards in how we joined the podcast. So that would be Jose. Yes, you were going to be asked questions. I'm sorry.
Hooray.
If you can.
While I'm editing something.
Then Jammer. Then we have Steve. That's a big jump right there. Ed and myself. Who technically were at the same time.
Yeah.
I think I said the first word, so I think that would be that.
Yeah, that's right.
So if the first person can't get it in this list, it goes to the next person, and we'll still ask the next question in order. So it'll still be Jose, then it'll be Jammer, then it'll be Steve, and then Ed, and then Zach, no matter what, even if Jammer just got the last one, for example. So we'll do 10 questions. Let's start with Jose.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right, I'll try to see if I can find more of the Price is Right style ones where there's a little more room for guessing.
That's true.
So here, I'm picking this out of the expert quiz section at the back, where most of the questions are 10 million berries.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so are we giving the bounties for this, or just giving a point for each one?
I think the bounties.
I don't know. Whatever.
That's too confusing, isn't it? All right, because we've learned from this that 500,000s are just as hard as 3 million.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's just give a point.
All right.
Let's just give a point.
Okay.
We'll have to trust Steve.
The questions are hard. I'm just saying the questions are hard.
Okay.
So Nefertari Cobra, which number is he in the Nefertari dynasty? He is the nth king in the line.
So that means everyone gets to guess this, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
I think.
yeah,
unless Jose gets it right the first time.
Yeah,
right?
unless Jose gets it exactly right.
That's
And
not
we guess in the order that the list.
The order of the list that I just gave.
So
Jose.
I don't even think I'm up to this point in the manga. So
Yes, you
No,
are.
it was Alabasta.
Is it Alabasta? Jeez, I'm not paying attention at all.
Cobra. It's Nefertari Cobra.
Oh,
So
you mean you don't know
Babies.
which what number?
No, I'm
Cobra's
literally
dynasty?
editing something right now, so I think I'm just going to pass on this.
No, just say a number.
12.
12.
Oh my! What the fuck? That's the answer.
Wait, are you kidding?
Right.
No.
Should I give him
Holy
double
shit, I
points or
totally
something?
guessed.
Yes, he gets the point.
Okay, Jose.
All right, go me.
1
You
point.
just pulled a buggy.
That was pretty amazing. I
No,
gotta
he
say.
pulled a homer.
Jammer gets the next question. That's amazing, by the way. That was not staged. That was
All right.
No, I'm not. I'm
Clearly-
not kidding. I'm literally editing something right now.
Clearly, we need to do something way more ridiculous than that. So this one,
That was pretty fucking ridiculous. Go ahead.
this one, I believe. Yeah, I'm looking at my answer sheet of what I answered on this, and my answer to the following question was, "Who fucking cares?" And
That is
this
not an acceptable answer.
What is the year and date that Nolan first landed at Jaya?
Oh,
'Cause he
Jesus
wrote
Christ.
it down as like his journal entry.
These are One Piece years, by the way. Which
Yes, these are One Piece years.
Jammer, guess.
I
None
feel
of
like
us are
it
getting
was-
this. And if you
I don't
get
know.
this, I will. What the fuck?
It's a multiple.
This is how we know
Is it
when
a multiple
someone's
choice?
cheating.
No,
No,
it's
wait,
the
no,
Price is
no,
right.
it's
It's Price is right.
Oh shit.
692.
You're writing these down, right, Stephen? I'm writing
okay.
the scores down. Well, just so you remember who did what.
Yeah.
I could write it down if you'd want me to. I could do it.
692.
Okay.
So that's
Steve.
really wrong.
Well,
I think-
they're
I
all
think
going
we
to be
should-
wrong.
I think we're just gonna go for the year on this one.
Year, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other part of it?
The date.
Date.
Oh, no. Fuck that. Sorry.
It's a lot easier to do Price is Right style. on this one.
Steve.
I'm taking a guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know how the fucking years go in One Piece.
They go from the
Guess a
founding of the
number.
world government.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, what year was that? 1?
After the void, it's after the void century. So count forwards.
So it's got to be 800 or less, right? That's the answer to that? Yeah. So there you go.
What was it when Nolan found Jaya?
Yeah.
Well, you have to remember too that they're different. They have different eras of this.
Wow. I just realized I'm dumb. I answered wrong, but I was thinking about Little Garden for some reason, that one journal entry, and for some reason
No
my
one
mind
can
connected to
Jammer.
Jaya.
No one would have known that you were being stupid if you didn't tell everyone.
Well, I felt like I needed to share it.
No, it's
So
not-
I
it's
have,
okay.
to, I have to answer all these and give you my score.
Just give a number. Just give a number.
I'll just say it's between 0 and 2000.
Okay.
Just to narrow it down.
Just give a number. Steve, pick a number.
1493.
1493. Ed? We're doing prices right, so.
433.
433.
201.
201. Okay, is that everybody? I guess.
Oh, Jose.
Oh, Jose, yes, Jose.
What's the exact answer?
What if he gets it? What if he gets
I'm
it?
gonna guess 693.
690.
Duh! That's really
That'd be
funny.
funny, but it's not it.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, this one is going to go to Steve because it
Wow.
was 1122.
No, it's Price is Right rule, so it's closest without going over. So it's whoever got. It
Oh,
wasn't me
serious?
either.
I thought Price is Right was just
No, if you go over, you don't get it.
Way to blue ball me, Zach.
Sorry, Steve.
So who was it?
Jammer gets that one?
Jose wins then.
What?
Right, that's right.
What did he say?
He said 693.
Oh, you motherfucker!
No, hey.
I mean, you delightful person.
Steve gets the next
Jose is
question.
running away with the trivia.
Jose with 2 points to 0, tied everyone else. Jose's just too good at guessing numbers. Maybe we should do something without numbers in it.
Question number 3.
Question number 3 for Steve.
Next one goes to me.
Okay.
Steve gets the first.
This is a good one because this is kind of like a multiple choice one. So
make sure there's more than 5 choices, though.
Yeah. Out of the following 8 warlords, this is Crocodile, Mihawk, Doflamingo, Moria, Kuma, Hancock, Blackbeard, and Jinbei. So out of those 8, who is the 4th tallest?
What?
What?
So you're trying to guess who is generally in the middle.
Now, Steve, I know you're going to want to think out loud, but don't think out loud, because if you do, then we'll get the answers. But
I'm just going to put myself on mute.
Can you repeat the characters again?
While he's repeating, think about it.
Yeah, I'm going to...
The characters are Crocodile, Mihawk, Doflamingo, Moria, Kuma, Hancock, Jinbei, and Blackbeard.
Okay, I think I have the answer to this.
Okay.
I feel like I need to hear that again, but I want to bore the listeners.
Could you repeat it?
So it's pretty much the original Warlords and Blackbeard, right?
It's the original Warlords plus Blackbeard.
Right.
That's why there's 8 and not 7.
Don't count Bucky.
Yes, don't count Bucky.
Sorry to spoil that.
4th tallest, right?
Steve, just pick one.
Oh.
Who's the 4th tallest? I thought you said it was multiple choice.
So
actually,
it is. It's 8.
It is multiple choice. You only get one guess, though.
Is everybody going to guess, or are we going to go until...
We're going to... So Steve will guess. If he doesn't get it, then Ed will guess. If he doesn't get it, then I will guess. If he doesn't... So that means Jammer has the highest percentage if no one gets it. But if someone gets it, he doesn't.
I am going to say Doflamingo.
Correct.
Oh,
I was going to say Jinbei.
I was going to say
I forgot about Jinbei. Holy shit! No, because I had
Jinbei was 5th.
Okay, I
thought Jinbei was shorter than Doflamingo.
Tell me if I was correct so far, Stephen. Moria is the tallest.
Yes.
Then Kuma.
Yes.
Then Blackbeard.
I'm giving him an extra point if he gets this, by the way.
Then Blackbeard. Okay. Then Doflamingo.
Yes.
Then Jinbei.
Correct.
This gets a little tricky.
And don't tell him who's
Crocodile,
left.
right?
Don't tell him who's
Crocodile.
Yes.
No, wait.
Oh, shut up! I'm answering. All right, so Crocodile. Who's left? Mihawk.
Yes.
Then Hancock.
Yes.
Extra point to Steve. That is impressive. That
was his Greg on Hokotate answer there.
Yeah, wasn't that one of the questions?
I'm making my face right now like a yeah.
Oh, I know that. That's the Greg face. That Greg face. I know the Greg face.
There's many of Greg faces.
It's one of many Greg faces.
I made mine. I had my moment.
I know.
I just got me a job at a situation.
I know if Greg is listening right now, he is weeping with just pride that you did that.
That's right. Well, actually.
Okay, Ed gets the next question.
Without their shoes on, Kuma is actually tall.
By the way, for those wondering what the score is, Jose has 2, Steve has 2, everyone else has none. Ed gets the next question.
Okay. Let's see. Do we still want to do number style?
Totally up to you, Stephen. What you want to do? Yeah, we can.
All right. Well, there's another one I want to do for numbers, but I don't know. Maybe I want to save that until it's more. We're further through this.
I can't believe how good you guys have been doing, by the way, because Steve got his first try and Jose got his first try.
And we haven't had one that nobody can answer yet.
That's
We're on
the weird
right.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could ask like names of character, like those type of questions. Just to see.
Ed would be very good at answering.
Sure. Go for it.
Okay, here's one. I believe that this is one that was actually in the manga. It was not taken from a data book, so that should give us a chance here. and I believe this was revealed in one of the cover stories. What is the name of Toto's younger brother? Toto is the old guy from Yuba in Alabasta.
Oh, man. Toto, that was... It's Koza's uncle, so what's Koza's father's name?
Toto.
I don't know if that is true, but
what, you're not sure if Toto?
I don't know if well, no,
because he totally is.
Toto is Koza's father. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Never mind.
That's not right.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so once again, the question is, what is the younger brother of Toto's name?
The younger what brother? Sorry, I didn't.
Younger brother of Toto.
Younger brother of Toto. Yeah, Ed, did you want to go for it?
Bobo. I don't know.
That's a great guess.
Okay.
Bobo the bear.
Bobo.
I don't know this answer. Cobra?
Cobra? Do you think he's named after the king?
Yeah.
Own it.
Okay.
No, I was going to say he is the king. You know, there's some weird thing going on there. No, I don't know. Jose's next. So who is Toto's brother? Toto from Alabasta, right? That's
Yes.
Yuba.
Jose. Yeah, from
remember
Yuba.
his name.
He's all up in Kadatsu's cover.
Yeah, no, I remember
Yes,
he was in
that's it.
Kadatsu's cover story, but I just couldn't remember his name.
Coco.
Wow.
I'm going with Coco.
We got Bobo and Coco and Cobra. I should have stuck with your theme.
Jammer?
Jammer.
I know this one.
Well, then let's hear
All
the
you
answer.
can suck it. It's Goro.
That is correct.
Oh, wow. Jammer on the board.
Like Mortal Kombat. Fuck.
I was just waiting waiting as you guys to answer.
Biding my time.
That's the word. Biding my time.
Yeah, good job there. Okay, I get the next one. So, Steven, go for it.
Wait, what was the answer?
All right. Goro.
Goro and Toto.
Let's see.
Ed, you and I are
only-
getting our asses handed to us.
I think there's only one more that's really good from the expert section, so I'm gonna have to flip through some of the other ones. Trying to find a good question here. Okay. Yeah, let's do this one.
That does not
Here's
sound
another.
good.
Okay, so when Hawkins faced off against Kizaru in Shabandi Archipelago,
I remember that. Do I get the point? No, okay, go.
He was doing his own fortune. He was looking at the cards, and he estimated his percentage chance of success if he tried to escape.
Is this Price is Right rules here?
Yeah, I guess we could do that. It's a number. It's a percentage.
Yeah. So it's still closest without going over. That is an evil question. 60%? All right, Jose.
Zach,
Jose's next.
Zach has 60. Jose.
The question one more time? I know it's a number, but could you give me the question one more time?
The percentage chance that I don't know why I'm asking you this.
No, you don't know anything. Just guess a number.
Just guess a number, a percentage.
You'll get it right. Don't worry.
Swear to God, if you get this right.
But wait, what was the
It's a
event?
percentage. It was
It's
a
an event
character
you
you've
haven't
never met guessing the percentage that he will be living through something.
Oh, okay.
He has tarot cards.
Was he kind of a badass or no?
No, not really.
Okay, then 50%.
50. Okay.
I know that was
15 or 50?
50.
50.
So I have two guesses.
You
but
don't
they're
get
both
to.
the exact opposite of each other. No, I'm trying to think of which one to choose.
You could only choose one.
I know. I'm trying to think which one to choose.
Well, don't be a jackass and just choose one.
19.
19.
Damn, it was the wrong one.
You're guessing a number from 1
writing
to
these
100. You'll say if it's correct, though.
Steve?
Yeah, Steve, and then Ed.
30%.
30.
How do you say that in Japanese? How do you say percent again? Because I remember he just kept saying.
Percento.
Oh.
No. He kept saying 0 over and over again.
Oh.
Let me guess 0.1%.
0.1%. All right. Well, I guess Ed kind of just jobbed all you guys.
Oh, no.
The answer was 12%.
No,
you
did
that.
the Price is Right thing where you guessed 1. I should have said integers only. Oh, I'm such an idiot.
I would have said 1.
You would have said 1, yeah.
Yeah.
I was so close.
No, I know. I was making a joke.
All right, cool. I'm on the board.
Okay. I'm the only one not on the board, for the record. 5 more questions left. Jose is next.
5 more questions.
Sorry.
Oh, boy.
We're going very slow for some reason.
Yeah, this is gonna.
This is not a lightning round at all.
No.
Let's pick up the pace slightly.
This is the whole Jeopardy.
I only said 10 questions.
Okay.
I did not think it would take an hour.
Okay, all right. Let's do something that's not a number guess thing. Okay, here's a good one.
Then I'm not going to get it right.
Too bad.
Perfect.
During Marineford,
I'm sorry. Just because Jose hasn't gotten to this.
during Marineford, what weapon did Katarina Devon use when they were finishing off Whitebeard?
Who the flying fuck is that? I haven't gotten there. A gun.
A gun? No, that's not correct.
Shit.
You're so smug about it. Steven's like, no, that's not it. Next one is to Jammer.
Pitchfork.
Pitchfork. No, that is not correct.
Next one's to Steve. Katarina Devon used this weapon in Marineford.
Oh, fuck me. It's not a gun.
It's not a
pitchfork.
trident. I guess
It's not a trident. It's not a trident.
Where'd you get that trident?
I'm gonna say sword.
No.
Oh.
Ed.
I'm going to get wacky and say a halberd.
A halberd? No.
A bazooka.
A bazooka? No, that is not.
All right, that's everyone. So what is it?
All right, I guess
Can I go again?
No. No.
Allergy to peanut butter and sandwich.
I think we may need to split the credit on this one because the answer is a spear, and so a pitchfork and a halberd are both like modified spears, kind of.
I'm not giving points.
I'll
for
take
that.
half.
No, I mean,
Of course you'll take half.
It's
Zach,
we'll
take
halberd
it.
is basically an axe with a spear on top.
All right, what about this?
And a pitchfork is basically 3 spears.
Do you have a very quick, what do you call it, like runners-up that you could, not runners-up, what's it called? No, yeah, sure, tiebreaker between these two. Something quick and easy.
All right.
Oh, just for them?
Yeah, give it to Jammer gets first dibs since he's next in line anyway. Something very quick. You can think of it off the top of your head if you want. Doesn't have to be for the book.
Very quick. Okay, hang on. Shit.
Run off, that's the word.
Something that's like a...
Yeah.
Negative.
All right.
Didn't go in.
Shut up, Steve.
Contact with the rebel base in 5 minutes.
What U.S. state did we get the most calls from tonight? Jammer,
Texas.
Oh,
sorry.
Shit. So it's a U.S. state. Oh, excuse me. U.S. state, huh? Michigan.
No, you're both wrong. Keep guessing quickly.
California.
Thank you. Ed gets it.
Dang.
Ed gets the
I
point.
didn't get a shot.
All right. Next one goes to Jammer. Next regular question.
All right. Well, actually, I think I'm going to have this be the last one because I am running out of time.
Oh, yeah, shit. I didn't realize what time it is. All right, last one. This actually, Ed, Steve, and Jose are in a tie right now. So
okay, so this will be a good tiebreaker because it's another guess the year question.
Oh, God.
Oh, woo.
Oh, kill
Everyone's favorite. Okay, so this is all right. Let me read this out. In the poneglyph on Alabasta.
Oh, God.
What year was the Cathedral of Tuf completed in Erumalu?
What language was that in? Well, poneglyph language, clearly. Jammer, you get first guess. 1 through 2000? Is that?
Okay.
Let's
Guess a
narrow
number
it
from 1
down
through 2000?
between 1 and 1,000. It's
1 in
between
1,000. Okay, that's a big difference.
All right.
Jammer.
You're 210.
210. All
210.
right.
Next is Steve.
514.
Okay.
514.
Ed.
433.
433. Is it Zach or Jose?
Me.
Zach.
98.
98.
And Jose. If we're all over, we got to go again, unfortunately.
102.
Oh, you asshole.
Dude, he's a sniper.
Oh.
Let's see. This one is going to go to Jammer.
Yes.
The answer is 306.
All right, so the score is 2-2-2-2, and I have 0.
Well, we know who the loser is.
Well, why don't you just... It's really Jose's fault there. Not that I would have won that
Really,
anyway.
I should host one podcast.
So I'm going to ask another question about our demographics from tonight. And I was going to do one, but actually we got that. This... let's do... All right, name 4 states we got callers from. If you guess 1 incorrect, you don't get the point. That's the only way.
Who goes first?
Oh, I'm sorry. If you guess 2 incorrect, you don't get the point. I'll do that. That'll be a little nicer. All right, so Steven, why don't you pick who goes first? Or actually, Steve goes first because he was next in line anyway. So, Steve, guess 4 states that we got calls from.
4 states. California.
1.
Texas.
2.
Minnesota.
3.
Illinois.
4. There you go. Okay.
I mean, we're not allowed to reuse words, right? States,
No,
right?
it's all done. He got 4.
He won.
Oh, okay.
He
All
done
right.
London.
If you want, I could give you, if you could name 3 countries we got calls from.
Canada, Australia, and the UK.
All right, so...
Oh, that was open territory?
I guess that was... I guess so. So
I don't know. I think Steve already won the contest.
I think so.
Did I? Yay.
Yeah, Steve won.
Congratulations, Steve.
Woo!
I did it.
Plus, I think with naming those warlords, you definitely deserve it. So, Steven, thank you for coming on the show today. Why don't we round off the podcast? Or why don't we actually... We have an anime recap and a Toonami recap. Why don't we go into that, and then we'll round off the podcast.
Okay, let's do it.
Thank you, Jammer.
You're welcome.
This is the Toonami Recap for episode 277, The Tragedy of Ohara, The Terror of the Buster Call. But first we have some ratings news with Zach.
Yes, so we're recording this slightly earlier than we usually do, so we don't have trending, although it'll probably come out while we're recording at some point tonight.
So stop mentioning it.
But we do have ratings. One Piece got a 605,000 with a 0.5 household rating. That sounds bad, but it was really just a bad night on October 25th for whatever reason. To put it this way, only 1 show got over 1 million, which we're pretty spoiled at this point. That used to be how it always was. Mm-hmm. But we haven't had that in a while.
I miss the old Toonami. Oh, you know what, from weeknights? No, the one where we got over 1 million people watching.
Well, we're getting DBZ back next week. So.
Yeah, I'm curious how that's going to go.
Yeah.
I remember when DBZ Kai premiered, like the year before we started the podcast. That was like an event.
I thought it premiered while we were doing the podcast.
No. It started when we were still in college.
Oh, DBZ Kai?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really? Okay.
Like, well, it was an 2008 show. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about the anime.
That's premiering on Toonami next week. So
at midnight. There's no more Bleach, and Attack on Titan for some reason is running again. Well, not for some reason.
What do you mean for some reason?
It's doing well.
It does well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to talk about the anime?
Yeah, I'm good to talk about the anime. I said this on Twitter. I don't know if this is true, but it's definitely up there in my top 3 episodes of this show. This is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, and they start right where we left off. They don't really leave, and there's no recap of any kind in this episode.
No, that's what's awesome about these episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think there's just so much material to work with, and I remember when the DVDs came out, I thought this was only 2 episodes, so I was surprised when I was this flashback was No, I think it's 3.
No, I think it's 4 because we've already had 2 before this, and this is the third one. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm flabbergasted again.
I don't think. I mean, it's not all of the next episode. The end is not.
No, yeah, because the end is that big. Yeah, well, we won't talk about it. But Ed, please take us through the episode.
So yeah, was it new opening for Toonami in 2 weeks, right?
Oh yeah, Crazy Rainbow.
No. We are Straw Hats version.
Oh, forgot about that. Block that one out of my mind.
It's not that bad. It's just a different key, which makes it sound a little weird.
Yeah, we didn't use that one for the podcast, so I forgot that existed.
It's still unknown whether or not that should be referred to as an actual
I don't think
thing
so.
or not.
It's no. Anyway, let's get into the episode.
Then there was actually very good artwork in this episode.
Oh yeah, and there was some interesting directorial choices. There was like one point there was a zoom out when Clover was talking.
And they had done that 2 or 3 episodes ago when they were standing at the top of the courthouse.
Right.
Too.
Yeah, it was similar.
So
yeah.
it's something that they were doing back during this part of the anime. They don't really do as much anymore.
I think they do a lot of like the what do you call it? Experimenting with like cheap CGI kind of stuff. But it's okay as long as they're experimenting. I think we've said that before. You know.
I don't know. I think the worst part, the worst bit of that is like later on at the end of season 5. So
okay.
I
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll let the people who haven't seen it, get to it on their own.
Yeah.
Okay. So we start off with the people running for the extermination ships, as I dubbed them last week.
Wow, you're not spoiling that. No, I mean it's pretty obvious if you've seen One Piece before.
Actually, one little gripe I do have with this episode is that the cold open is actually pretty short and sort of ends in an awkward way, where the guy's just standing in the basement of the library. He's like, "Man, these people are dangerous. I'm scared."
Yeah, no, you're right. That is a little odd.
Yeah. But yeah, after the opening, we come back and I really like how this episode gets over sort of the terror and power of the Buster Call. I mean, they put it in the title, and for once, the title sort of delivers.
Yeah, I mean, often it delivers too much. Like it's just the title, and
yeah. And we start with on the phone with Spondine, Professor Clover, and the whichever of the 5 Elder Stars. We don't see them.
It's like the long bearded one. I think is doing most of the talking.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know their names. I'm pretty sure they have names, but I guess I'm not that much of a One Piece nerd.
I mentioned. Go ahead.
I just refer to them as like Khrushchev and Gandhi, and the rest.
And
no, it's not Khrushchev, isn't it? Gorbachev. There's
Gorbachev. My bad.
Stain on the head. Yeah.
It's Gorbachev, Gandhi, Beardo, and Blondie.
I was just watching for some reason the beginning. I was watching the beginning of the Naked Gun, and Leslie Nielsen just wipes off Gorbachev's thing, and he said, "I knew it." It's the very, very beginning of the movie. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know how many people listening to this actually even know of the existence of those movies.
Oh, I'm old.
Yeah, they're on Netflix. They're on Netflix.
They're even old for me, but I love them.
I mean, those Zucker brothers, who also did Airplane, genius.
Just talk about One Piece.
I guess so.
Yeah, throughout this conversation between Clover and Spondine and Beardo,
of course, Beardo. How could I forget?
They're dancing around the topic of like the ancient weapons and how powerful the ancient weapons really are, and what exactly happened in the Void Century that caused the world government to finally come together like that. And Clover just sort of lays out his theory over, like they sort of cut out the music and they put in like birds chirping in the background. I think it was a good use of sound effects with no music.
Yeah.
So Clover just lays out his entire theory about what happened. And I mean, just him talking and standing there is actually pretty compelling television.
It is, and this is definitely probably the most important world building we get in the whole series. Definitely up to this point, and it's important to listen to everything because it sets things up. It explains things that have happened.
I knew you would say something like this, and it's true, but I knew you were going to mention it during this recap.
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
How could I?
And it's because this is like the stuff you really love about One Piece. I mean, you've talked about this like every time it comes up. It's just like,
well, it's my favorite recap. For chapter 700, we did a thing with Shonen Jump, and it was pick your favorite panel in One Piece, and mine comes from this episode, from this chapter.
Yeah. It's so memorable. It's just so it sticks in your mind like that.
Yeah,
not just you, like everybody.
And the thing I didn't notice is once this is all said and done, I mean, I assume you guys have watched the episode if you're listening to this recap. We don't have to go through the whole theory here. But I did not notice this at any other. I've watched this episode several times too. But the 5 Elder Stars, or I guess Beardo in this case, seems to anguish over the decision. He's like, oh, how is this happening? Why did you, he's like, I don't want to have to do this, which is really interesting. And I did not notice that.
That nuance gets lost in my remembering, my memory of this episode every time I think about it. This actually makes like the story now even richer. Well, it improves my, perception of the series as of today.
Well, not to spoil anything about what's happening today, but I mean, up to the point where we are today, the way we see the world government seems to be a lot more black and white. It's, look at the things they're doing. They're doing this and this and this, and it's terrible. Although sometimes we get that gray still. But
although we do some get back during Long Ring Longland, where Luffy has to remember that normally the pirates are the bad guys.
Yeah, I mean,
because they do bad things.
They do. But the Marines, obviously, as we're seeing here, also do bad things. But we do see a little bit of humanity here.
Maybe they have a good reason.
In beer,
I'm always curious about the power of the ancient weapons.
Well, I'm curious. The thing I was really thinking throughout this whole episode is what is so important as to not only compel people like the 5 Elder Stars to hold on to their power, that makes sense, but Sengoku, who is someone we see both later and before has many different shades to him. He's not, he follows his path of justice, but he's not like other people we're about to meet in the next episode. Yeah. He, I think he understands a little more of the world, yet he is very, very adamant about this. So it makes me really wonder more and more what happened in these 100 years.
I don't know. I think since this aired, I think we've had a lot more experience with the higher part of the world government and the world royalty, and it sort of made their position much more indefensible, and it's actually softened the Marines because we have a bunch of sympathetic Marine characters.
Well, I think the divide between the Marines in this episode too, with Saul. And the government is just really intriguing, and you could see it happening. I mean, Smoker is another example.
Yeah, and even in the current arc in the manga.
Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah.
And then then we sort of get to the big scene. Your least favorite scene in One Piece, as it were, Zach.
It's not my least favorite, but it's the one that we keep.
It's the one he doesn't want to watch in front of a group of guys.
No. The crying comes later. Not when Professor Clover gets shot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I jumped ahead.
Yeah.
No, but Professor Clover. I mean, he's kind of like Will Ferrell's character in Austin Powers. He doesn't die. Was it Mufasa? No, that's from The Lion King.
Mustafa. But then that would be every One Piece character. Because because hardly anybody
but in
does.
this case, it's let me tell you the name and. Pow, shot. But in like a scene or two later, he's like, I mean, I understand. I was watching this is the first time I've watched. I've been like, why doesn't Clover say anything? Let's see if he has excuses as to why he doesn't say anything.
I think one possible reason is that he doesn't want Robin to have that information.
It might be that. It's also that what he's doing in most of this is watching what's going on between Robin and Olivia. Ovia, I'm sorry.
Ovia. Well, I think the reason why he doesn't say it is because the audience is non-existent to him, Zach.
Yeah, that's
he's not going to turn to the camera and be like, "Oh, so do you want to know the name of the ancient kingdom?"
The name of the ancient kingdom is.
I was shot. I got distracted for a moment.
Everyone else there already knows it.
Clover already knows. That's the thing. It's like Clover isn't saying it so everyone can know.
Yeah,
he's trying to confirm it, and him being shot means
he was right. Yeah. No, that's a good point. It's actually very well said. Thank you. I'm still going to complain about it. We don't exist,
Zach. We don't exist in the One Piece world. We're on the outside looking in.
But Steve, if anyone knew that we did exist in the One Piece world, it would be Clover. Okay, Ed, go ahead.
And then we get that season 1 music, Nami's flashback synth music. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I love that music. Mm-hmm. And actually, Clover is right. He's, speaking like an adult. Not Robin is being selfish, but she doesn't have the capacity to appreciate that since she is a child.
I've got to find this soundtrack. It just popped into my head what that sounds like, because you only hear that like 3 times in the whole series, I think.
You say that all the time. No, they use that. I haven't heard it much lately.
It's been a while at least since we've heard it. Go ahead, Ed. Sorry.
Yes, and then under the authority of the it was Admiral Kuzan or Aokiji gave it to him.
No, it's Kuzan's.
The Buster Call. Spondine invokes the Buster Call. The Buster is called.
I think that kind of made that.
I think Kuzan gives him in the present time. I don't.
Might have been Sengoku.
I think it was. Yeah.
Because Sengoku was an admiral at this point. Because Kuzan and Sakazuki, who we discover soon, aren't admirals. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And then I like how the silver snail freaks out. It's like the alarm. Ooh. And then they set fire to the tree of knowledge, which is bad because it is made out of wood.
That is the books are also the books are flammable or inflammable, whichever you'd like.
What a country!
Inflammable means flammable.
What a country!
This scene is actually the hardest scene.
Yeah. And I was saying before,
instant choke up every time for me.
This scene and one in the next episode will make me cry no matter what or where I am or how I'm watching it. It sets me off, and I don't cry very easily. But that one does it.
Yeah. Well, and
we don't have to go through it.
Yes, that was hard to watch.
We don't have to refer to it by name.
They do things with like the camera angles in this scene where they start off, I think, shooting Robin from the side and profile, but at the end they shooting
her. But I'm like, that didn't happen. Thank the Lord.
No, but at the end of it, the camera's like looking at her straight in the face, and it's more powerful that way. They build up to that.
So they finally meet, and just after they meet and she tells everything about what she's done, Saul comes in and takes her away. Not like Saul doesn't like take her away. I'm taking her, but
can we talk about like the model?
Better
of the,
call Saul.
Let's talk about the model of the universe that's burnt in the Tree of Knowledge. I always wonder about that.
I think we've talked about this before. There's just multiple moons to the One Piece world. It's not Earth. It's just not Earth. So
I want to know more about that. I also want Eneru to come back.
I'm going to be honest. I want to see everything in that library that got burnt down, but we're not going to see that.
It's the Pottermore of.
If anyone, Oda would actually write all of those books. Maybe that's what he's doing right now.
Maybe. And Spondine, the bombs start to come off close to him, and he doesn't know what he's doing, so he just he ditches Olvia on the island. It's like, plans have changed. She can die. I don't need her. I want to live. And the most important thing is me staying alive.
Yeah. And which is the opposite of what Olvia says is the most important thing to Robin is for you to stay alive. You have to pass on the knowledge you had to have to the next generation. I have something I have to do.
And they get to hold hands.
Which is always great seeing the antithesis there of Spandine and Robin and
it would only be too convenient if like Child Spondon was on the boat. That'd be hilarious.
Hey Dad, can you get back on the boat already? I don't know what that was.
with his pet, with his baby elephant Funkfried.
Stampy.
Didn't they show the baby version of him in one of the SBSs? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He had him since he was a boy. He loved him.
Then Olvia teaches Robin an important lesson about inherited will. The same thing that Dr. Hiroluk was really talking about.
Yeah.
But Robin doesn't really... Robin's too young to get it, so... Just makes it sadder. And Olvia gives her some words to live by.
Yes.
And, you have to live on. And then Saul shows up, as you said.
Yeah, I think that speech was where my favorite panel was from, if anyone's curious.
O'Hara was so great they fought against the whole world.
And Saul, we have a little flashback with him as to what set him off.
Yeah, I think his loss of faith in the government is a interesting interesting subplot of this flashback.
Very interesting. And I forgot when it happened. I kept being like, wait, does the flashback end this episode? Is this the part where Saul's thing? What happens when? And it's very well done because we don't ever see anything like this, at least up until this point, of a deserter like this and what pulls him over the edge. And it's quick. It's so fast, this flashback within a flashback. Mm-hmm. It's well done. I like it a lot.
Yeah, he has his own sense of justice, is what he says. So. Mm-hmm. And then he actually, they shoot at him running towards the beach, and they almost hit Robin, and he gets very angry. They hit him in the face, and his voice is legitimately terrifying during this scene. Yeah. He's like a redneck rage voice.
The voice actor did a fantastic job with this.
Cole Brown, same voice actor for Blackbeard.
Yeah, very good job here. That accent fits so well.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I much prefer his dub voice.
Yeah, I thought it would take me a second to get used to, too, but no, I like it.
Yeah. And then we end the episode on him lifting the ship up, which is a weird place to end, I thought. But I mean, other than the beginning and the ending, I have no complaints about this episode.
No, I love this episode.
I mean, the cold open was confusing, I thought, and the end was kind of odd place to end. But everything in between is amazing.
I think it was I think it was as One Piece should be done.
Mm-hmm.
Plus
well
the materials.
No previous episode recaps.
And cold opens. I love cold opens.
It's amazing how well paced. Because really, season 5 is when the pacing slowed down, but the flashback is handled so well.
Yeah. Flashbacks are usually handled better in the anime than non-flashbacks.
Because they're supposed to be kind of self-contained. They can't... Well, this one trickles in back into the present at the end, and a lot of flashbacks
it works
too.
well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of flashbacks, except for maybe the chopper one. Although in the anime they fixed that. A lot of them don't lead to this moment of realization, unlike this one. No, this is a fantastic anime episode. Even the material, of course, is amazing, but I think the anime did a very good job. All right, you want to go into the next segment, guys?
Sure.
This is the anime recap for episode 668. The final round starts. Diamante, the hero, shows up, and we start the episode back where we were. And I always wonder about the contestants. Can they really not tell that it's not the same Lucy? I mean, they only saw him fighting.
He markered up his stomach, so it's very difficult to tell. I mean, let's be honest here. He's got blonde hair, which is very similar to black hair. I mean, right?
Yeah, they take a lot of time introducing the gladiators at the beginning of the episode.
I wrote this all out. I don't know why. It was I was basically transcribing it because I have 4 paragraphs about the beginning, and all that happened is everyone was introduced, and there was one additional little scene.
But I liked the music, and it had Spanish guitar in it, but it sounded like a new bit of music for the
We've heard it. We heard it when the other 2 blocks were introduced. So this is the introduction music. It's great. I can't sing, so I'm not going to actually make you guys suffer through that. But no, I know exactly the piece you're talking about. I'm really hoping they come out with a Dressrosa original soundtrack, because there's a lot of new stuff, and I'm very happy about that. But I want that album.
And Bartolomeo does this fun, going from nasty face to going to his nasty face from his fanboy face as they walk in, and then Burgess comes in. He taunts Lucy and the crowd. The crowd seems to like him, actually.
Burgess, Burgess,
which is kind of odd because he's part of probably the most infamous pirate crew currently.
Well, maybe they kind of just want blood a lot of the times. They don't like Bartolomeo because he pisses off the side of the thing, and they don't like Rebecca because that one's more self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Jesus took some extra time to really ham it up to the crowd.
He said we ha ha at least
yes,
10
we
times.
ha ha and a we ha ha.
And you know what?
Special we ha ha for you.
But the whole thing is, it was like Cape Fear, the Simpsons episode. It was the same exact one on loop.
It's not necessarily funny. Like,
no, it's not. It's annoying.
Like, I think an excellent bit of them stretching for time doing something funny is when the guys, one of the Don Quixote schmucks either scratched his balls or scratched his ass on the elevator, and the other guy looked at him and shook his head like, "Don't do that."
Yeah, that was good. That's more of what we need: ball scratching.
Yeah, ball fondlers.
Ball fondlers, exactly.
Oh, and Gyat's finally chokes.
Yeah.
He suffers the effects of going Joey Styles on the event. So.
Mm-hmm. And I was wondering, you think it was the voice actor for Gyatso who needed water, but then I realized they animate it before, so that's not how that works.
Actually, I don't know if that's true for the Japanese.
Yeah, they voice after. They voice after, so they animate before. Yeah, because that's why the mouth flaps don't fit.
You could definitely tell in this episode because mouth flaps were off.
So what happens next? We have a guitar solo. What's all this about?
Rebecca's tits.
I'm sorry.
I've given up at this point because they're just
I don't. This is
never going to look good.
No,
they were lopsided. I don't know. The animators.
Okay, let's talk about Diamante's entrance because I don't need to talk about that because we've talked about that a million times.
It continues to horrify me.
Diamante's entrance, yes.
I wasn't sure if I was watching. I was confused because I wasn't sure if just the animation wasn't that well done or just Diamante is the whitest man in One Piece.
Oh, Diamante is fucking creepy looking.
There was some odd art. They messed up his face a little. He got puffy cheeks at points. I
thought that was the point. It makes him look creepier. I liked it.
Oh no, he looks creepy, much like Steven Tyler. But
he totally made a Steven Tyler sound too.
Yeah, he was.
His walk.
This was probably the most self-aware One Piece has been, I think, about who they're mocking. I mean, or not mocking.
He prancer-sizes into the ring.
Yeah, he's totally just being Steven Tyler, except evil.
Well,
although I don't know if Steven Tyler is evil.
They have mist and funky camera angles and everything. It was great.
No,
his entrance theme is so over the top too.
The animation was not good, but it was fun. It was fun. It
was like, if there's a moment to blow your budget,
this isn't the moment.
Do it here.
Yeah, apparently.
Gotta do it here.
So we also find out as a bunch of after Gyatso weeps at Diamante's entrance with his transponder snail microphone thing, which by the way I want. We find out
those podcasts.
Yeah, I wrote that in the notes, and it's true. I do. We find out that not only does first we find out that the flame fruit goes to the winner. I know you might have forgotten at this point, but that's what happens.
You don't say. I forgot what the point of this tournament was.
And we find out that there are some sore losers who come in, as Diamante calls them, and want Rebecca's head, essentially, here. For
Diamante deals with them slowly.
Yes. We find out he has a flag man with the ripple fruit. Okay, great, fantastic.
Actually, watch this again. I realized I thought his powers were a lot cooler now. When it's cool, he took metal and made it into a cloak.
Yeah.
So when people are like, "I'm gonna stab you," he just nope and turns it into a shield. It's awesome. It's actually kind of
it's interesting.
It's a cool fruit for a fighter.
Yeah,
I think.
He's so old and creepy. I'm just looking forward to the scenes between him and Rebecca later on.
We know how old he is. It's in that SBS that I should have in front.
I don't know, but I don't look in his face. Looks older in color than it. Well, it looks older in color than it does in black and white.
It's the rock star lifestyle, Ed. So we find out that in this tournament there are also a special kind of fighting fish. Remember fighting fish, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about those. And they love the smell of blood. And one of them, with a number 1 in case you forget, has the flame fruit on its back.
And they kind of kill the sore losers.
Oh yeah. They do.
They don't usually die this obviously.
If this was a more mature anime, the water would turn red, but it just got bubbly.
Well, that doesn't that happen when blood goes in the water? Anyway,
and if this was Berserk, the entire thing would turn red, defying all logic.
We come back from our commercial break, and Burgess goes after Lucy just right off the bat. He's like, "I'm going after you, Monkey D. Luffy," because I can't tell the difference.
I really love this entire scene.
And all Mr. Cravat does is he goes from fighting fish to fighting fish, trying to find the one that, as they jump over, trying to find the one that has the flame fruit.
More great music in this scene, I think.
What?
More great music in this scene as well.
Yeah. There's. I mean, Dressrosa's had good music. I mean, that's
Lucy
one thing
does
you can say about it.
Cool flippy shit while dodging fighting fish and stuff. It was a lot of fun, and dodging Burgess.
And you got Bartolomeo in there too, dodging things, and by dodging I mean blocking with his power. Then we head near the palace where the Three Stooges use the secret exit, and Violet's
I wanted to mention one more thing about Burgess.
Oh yes, sure.
Burgess has like an aside with Diamante right at the end of that scene. He's like, "We're basically just tools for you. We're just entertainment. This is basically just entertainment." It's this is completely out of hand. Like, you didn't realize that before? Come on, dude.
So as we head toward the palace, the Three Stooges use the exit, and Violet's like, "Luffy, can you close the door behind you? Come on, little manners here," which I just thought was an odd scene, but okay. Violet explains to them as they peek over the side that they can't go straight in, but for some reason the koi fish decides that he's just going to go straight into the entrance.
It's a fugu, a blowfish.
No, it's a koi.
It's a blowfish.
He says koi.
Yeah, but
it turns into a. I get it.
You don't get the joke.
I don't.
That was what one of the guards said.
Oh yeah.
Also, I think it's a great panel, and they use the same exact thing for the anime. It's hilarious. It's profile of just this koi fish with a giant fist just punching people and punching through a door. It's hysterical.
Now I understand how he did it. Apparently there's a hole in one of the fins that allowed him to. Yeah, I was wondering how that worked originally. I'm like, wait, how does the fin expand? Is that a giant fin that's attacking us? That would have been actually much funnier. So yeah, he decides to beat them up, and then he's like, "Can I take the koi costume off?" And she's like, "Oh, whatever. Just you screwed this whole shit up already."
Look, calls him a bubblehead. I haven't heard that since school.
No, I haven't. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's the kind of insult that she would come up with. It's pretty funny.
So unfortunately, Ed, as you may have noticed, someone noticed Luffy because he took the costume off.
The alarm comes on. It's like, Straw Hat Luffy has snuck into the building. I wouldn't say he snuck in exactly.
He beat his way in.
Yeah.
And
knocked the door down.
This surprises the shit out of Doflamingo, who is watching TV, and he's like, "I'm watching Luffy right now. And look at those paint marks on his chest. It's clear."
The TV lied to me. And like the vein on his face, the first vein on his face fills up with anger.
You get the sound effects with the veins, the cha-ching, or whatever it is.
He was grinding his teeth. We do get a scene with Kinemon where he just like makes his sword light on fire and scares two dudes off.
Well, they list all the people, and Luffy, Zoro, Violet, and another person.
But he just sort of Kinemon like shrugs his shoulders after they run away. It's a good little moment.
And you also get Gladius and Baby Five, a little hint at them watching what's going on, or listening to what's going on as well. Now, I did like this episode. It was a little slow.
Oh, I mean, we end on the Brady Bunch.
And that's what I was about to say. I hated the boxes because they served a little bit of a purpose, I guess, whatever, I don't know. But they use them like 3 or 4 times, and by the 4th time, it made no sense. They were just putting a bunch of people there. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was unfortunate, but it's a part of an effort to keep the children who are watching.
Why the boxes? No, it doesn't. No, that made it more confusing, I thought.
Yeah, this was the hey, we're using up time.
Yeah.
I like the box thing. You use it at the end of an episode. You don't use it at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end.
No, the only time it worked, and I'm disagreeing with you because I thought the only time it did work was at the beginning when the finals were starting. Because then you're starting a match. It's Diamante versus.
At some point in the middle of the episode, they do the same thing, and they go back and they use the same images. Like, oh yeah, because Bartolomeo and Mr. Cravat are still just standing there.
And the end made no sense because they just showed everyone, which is like, why are you just showing people? That was annoying. I'll say that. But otherwise, the episode, I
enjoyed
liked
large
it. It was a
parts
fun
of this
episode. Yeah, I think
I
that's
enjoyed large parts of it.
Well put.
Except for like the very beginning was slow. Like the first, I don't know, quarter of the episode was pretty slow. But once they started actually fighting,
I'm gonna
say the scene with Doflamingo and the Three Stooges was also very good. So like the middle, the final 50 to 60% of it was pretty good.
There were two people who made this episode. One is Luffy because it's Luffy. Come on. The other one is Gyatso. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say. I thought he did some great showmanship here, and by showmanship I mean melodrama.
Yeah, I've been high on him the entire time.
Yeah, I know.
King Amon as a frog is always funny.
Oh yeah, oh god, I'm going to miss those costumes.
Yeah, I know. I thought it lasted a lot longer.
No, it didn't. It did last longer than I thought. Yeah, but they didn't use those enough. I just want to see a whole series with those three dressed as that. That's all I got to say. Okay, why don't we go into the next segment?
All right.
This has been the unofficial One Piece podcast for the week of Monday, November 3rd, 2014. Don't forget to go out to vote if you were listening to this on Tuesday the 4th. This was a really fun show today. I really love call-in shows. They're tough, but they are fun. Right, guys?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, tough for Mr. Roboto over here.
Okay, that happened. That happened to each of you at one point during the podcast.
Yeah, but now it's happened to you.
People aren't going to hear or know what you're talking about. Anyway, thank you guys for coming on today. Next week, Steve, what are we going to be doing?
Next week.
You know the answer to
what
this.
are we doing next week?
We'll be having a podcast next week.
Oh my god, you guys suck.
We are? Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be talking about the latest manga chapter.
Yes.
Joy. I guess there'll be an anime episode.
There probably will, but we're not going to talk about because we're doing
Steve, where
what?
are you going next week?
Do you really not know the answer to this?
To a dark, dark place.
Steve, do you really not? Come on, you can do it.
Of course I know. I was building it up. It's called, build up.
You're very good at being just...
Steve, you walked the line, but you may have crossed it there.
Of what?
We're going to Washington, D.C. to do the Film Z commentary.
No, the line of the audience thinking you're really an idiot.
Yeah, there was a line there. We're going to go do the Film Z commentary. Steve and I are going down to D.C. To meet Ed and the Dude. We're going to do that commentary and hopefully some other cool stuff. So keep an ear to the ground. Yeah, I think that's all there is to say.
Yeah, we don't usually get more than two of us in the same room at once, so
it's gonna be it's gonna be very off topic.
Well, if you guys really enjoyed our Strong World commentary last year, the Strongcast Platinum, I hope you guys look forward to the Film Z commentary. I cannot wait to talk about this movie.
And Josh Kosharek will be on from Funimation for the duration, so that's...
It's going to be like the Ultra Zcast or the Mega Zcast?
I don't know. Guys out there, if you have ideas for titles, throw them at us. I'm not going to guarantee you we're going to use them, but I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for what to call this one. So,
well, if we name the Strongcast after Power Ranger colors, we could always name this after Lord Zed.
The Lord Zedcast. Maybe.
Zedcast.
I don't hate that.
I was Googling up some Power Ranger podcasts because I wanted some new ones to listen to.
Okay. We're never going to finish. Steven, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Translatosaurus.
Jammer, where could people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Jam the Writer and online at josephmedinawriter.com.
That's your name?
Yes, that is my full name. Well, kind of full. No, it's not even my full name. It's part of my name.
Jose?
But we'll not get into that.
Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Jose_CNN, and please be on the lookout. This is specifically for Steve. The This Is Life episode airs this Sunday called Gay Rodeo, so I hope you enjoy it, Steve. And,
it's the episode of the series I've been waiting for.
Also, I will be in Miami on November 15th for Animate Miami, so I'll be visiting my hometown, and I'll be seeing hopefully some of you guys there. And I have a Ghost in the Shell review coming up, so look for all that stuff soon. All of it on CNN, I'm sure.
It was a lot of fun having you here live from CNN headquarters.
Yeah, using their Wi-Fi, which I'm sure they appreciate.
Well, they have like amazing Wi-Fi, don't they? Don't
Yeah,
they have
they
like
do.
the
It's
best
amazing.
Wi-Fi? What are you doing, Jam?
I'm singing Miami by Will Smith. Continue.
Okay,
Party in
Steve.
the city where the heat is on.
Where can people find you?
Who?
You.
Moi? Jeez. God, you're so hostile now. I was trying to like, hey, let me build up the suspense of the Z commentary. Like, God damn it, just say it already.
I'm starving. I'm getting angry. I'm getting angry. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. You can follow me on Twitter at Steve Yurko and follow my art escapades at steveyurko.tumblr.com. I should get back to drawing now because I don't have to travel much besides this trip to the dark place to
I think
do the Z commentary.
I think Ed won our last trivia contest. Steve won this time. So congratulations, Steve.
Thank you.
I'm excited for our next one when the third trivia book comes out. Who knows when that's going to happen? But no, I did not know your depths of knowledge went all the way to the heights. So I'm thoroughly impressed.
It's just a visual thing. It's not like, oh, let me just go into the part of my brain where I memorize the heights.
Was that an intentional pun, Zach?
Yes. Ed, where could the good people out there contact us?
You can contact us at OnePiecePodcast.com, Twitter.com, YouTube.com, and Facebook.com/OnePiecePodcast. OnePiecePodcast@gmail.com is our email address. OnePiecePodcast.tumblr.com is our Tumblr. You can subscribe to us on SoundCloud. You can subscribe on the Stitcher Smart Radio app. You can subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. One Piece Podcast is our Skype name, or you can call us on our phone number. Zach?
I believe that phone number is 347-497-MAJI.
Maji.
That phone number is 347-497-6254. Call anytime. You can now leave your voicemails. They're now open again, so please do that. Thank you all for calling at those numbers on Skype and on the phone. This was a crazy call-in show.
They get more popular every time we do them.
It's true, and we've definitely never had this many calls. I think we answered like a good 20-something, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when we spend like 5-10 minutes on each, it is. So I'm excited for next time. We might have to just take an entire day and answer people's phone calls. But I apologize if you didn't. I apologize if you didn't get through. We do these like 2 to 3 times a year, so there'll always be another opportunity. We definitely will not be doing another one this year because the next break we are going to have Ian Sinclair and Joel McDonnell, their panel and interview recorded with Steve live at Youmacon. So I'm excited for the next break in the manga. But the manga returns next week, and until then, my name is Zach.
My name is Ed.
And my name is Steve.
Goodbye, everyone.
You.
One love.
12.
瞳に映った悲しいリアルを壊せぬくもりつきの羽をあげようシュルなだって